live, and we should be live.
Okay, I'm putting it in media assets now. Let
Alright.
me know if it needs to be like a little more.
There we go. Okay.
Ooh,
Okay, we got that. Okay, let's see.
fuck, I can hear myself. There we go.
Let's go. You
How
think it's
did
a little you think it's a little too transparent?
Maybe, but
Let me see.
can you make it?
Let-
Actually, no, I don't
You think
know.
that's perfect?
I think that's low-key perfect.
What's good, y'all?
I don't know how the fuck. Hey, shout out to Logix. Shout out to Logix because I did not think that shit was gonna work. Good shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So all you have to do is hit transform and you just move it. You just move where it's at.
That's fire. So, chat, y'all know Jubilee be on some bullshit. So, we were trying to do what we did last time and put like a transparent background. So yeah, I don't know how, I don't know what made you think of that, but that's fire that it's able to fit this perfectly. So, I appreciate that shit.
Yeah. So now that's one problem we ain't got to worry about no more.
Yeah.
Why y'all making me decide who to watch?
Yeah.
I mean, some people, it's literally we probably got people right now that watch both our content and don't know we do content together. Like it's like
that's true.
Like Muggs, if they get his notification, if they get mine, or whoever the algorithm want to put in y'all face, you know, it is who it is. Is the t-shirt real? I don't think so. I don't think it's real.
It's not real. I made it with AI, but I thought it was so appropriate.
Oh, you made it.
I made it.
You found it.
Nah, I literally made it with AI because I know how much he loved Russia.
Oh God. Oh, that's so perfect. I thought I dead ass thought you found it.
I ain't find shit. I found a picture of him and I was like, I'm putting this nigga in a I love Russia shirt.
I'm crying, bro.
Yeah.
With love from Russia.
Yeah. So I guess we'll just stay in this view the whole stream, which I mean I'm fine with because it's gonna be great for clips.
Yes, it'll be real clean.
Real clean. Let me check Twitch real quick just to make sure I am live because if I'm not, I'm gonna be pissed.
It's checked.
Yep. I'm good.
Watching. What's good, Zen? What's good, Derek, Johnny? We were actually kings. What's good?
What's up, Nani? How you doing? What's up, Chill Doctor? What's the vibes? We reacting to some bullshit, man. I can't wait to watch this. Did you watch it yet, Logix? Oh, you haven't watched it either?
Oh, is it gonna be I watch it and then you watch it? Is that what
I don't know. I haven't watched it.
I know you haven't. I know, but I'm saying, like, do you want to do it so I do watch it from now on? Or?
I don't think it matters.
It don't matter.
I really don't think it matters.
I saw clips, but
yeah, I've seen clips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said we should have put him in a I'm a moderate shirt.
I don't know how he claims to be a moderate.
Yeah, it's just funny because I think when it came out, they said one moderate, and then they changed it to to Tim Pool. I think when it
Are you serious?
I think when it came out, they said one moderate versus 20 progressives or something.
That's funny.
You know what's fun? I knew this was gonna be Tim Pool too. When I was looking at the Jubilee signups, I knew it was gonna be Tatum, and I knew they needed a moderate. They said one moderate versus 20 progressives, a liberal. I'm like, it's gonna be Tim Pool. I knew it. And when they said one black conservative versus 20 black liberals, I'm like, that's gonna be Tatum.
Did you know that it was Tim Pool because you know that he considers himself to be a moderate in like his content? Okay.
The only big name pundit that's calls themselves a moderate, yeah.
Okay, got
that's
you.
What I knew.
I don't understand because I've never heard Tim Pool be in the middle of anything, like on any issue. I've never heard him be in the. He's always sounds like pretty far right to me. Let me not say far right.
Yeah, not far, but he pretends he's middle of the road, but. It's feigning it like so he could get those people that's sick of the left and that he wants them. That's why.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean that makes sense, I guess, but I don't know. It's just weird. It just seems like he wants to appear to be like objective when he's actually not. But that's annoying.
I'm gonna move this when we start the show. Oh, what Ashley said. So we're vindicated, y'all. We're vindicated.
We are vindicated because do you know how many people that said they shouldn't have made this documentary? Why did they make this? They made EDP look so good. I'm like, my nigga, how? How? And now that case is open. He is probably one of two things may happen. He's either going to go to jail or he's going to die first.
He might die from stress.
Yeah, I welcome both. But see, I fucking told y'all. Yeah. Thank you, Ashley. Me and Logic were just talking about that. We said that shit.
Yep. I'm like, this nigga admitted to crimes, and I don't think the statute of limitations is gone for him. So
nah, I don't know why he was so open. Even the lawyer.
It's almost as like if it was a joke, because it's like, why was you willing to say all this on camera?
Stupidity.
Maybe, like you said, maybe he knows he's gonna die. So I don't know. Maybe he just knows he's gonna die. I don't fucking know.
Maybe. I have no clue. Oh, and one last thing I want to address. This isn't even about EDP. This is off topic. But I am so tired. Every time I post a Brandon Tatum video, everybody keeps saying the same thing. And you probably already know what I'm about to say. He's not an officer.
Calling him an officer.
I'm calling him an officer. It's so fucking annoying. It's his moniker. That's what he goes by. Officer Brandon Tatum. I'm sorry. And like you said, Logic, I started using your example. Professor Dave is no longer a professor anymore, but he's still called Professor Dave. Shut up. I don't like him either, but fuck.
Yeah, it's annoying. I'm trying to think. I mean, I guess I'll be a little bit unfair to be like Dr. Dre, but you know, it's in the same vein. It's in the we call Dr. Dre knowing he's not a doctor. I don't know. It's the difference of when you pretend like you were something that you aren't, like Cheyenne Bryant. Like she's saying she's an actual doctor when you're not an actual doctor.
Right.
Nobody believes Dr. Dre is a doctor doing surgery or any type of, any type of medical field, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But he was an officer. It's like, what the fuck ever.
Who cares?
Who cares?
Yeah, I don't care. It's like people are acting like he got fired and started doing YouTube or something. That's not even the case.
Yeah, and it gives us room to say he was a bad officer because of the way he goes about it. Shit.
That's what I'm saying.
So is Pepper not a doctor either, right?
You said, who said it made him look better? Omeezy. Omeezy had a wild
Omar
ass
said that. And it was nobody said that in our chat, but people in our chat was saying that, or your chat, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
saying that it shouldn't have been made. But Omar said it made him look like he had a redemption. I'm like, what the hell?
I was like, what are you talking about? Redemption? What about that was redeem? Honestly, that entire documentary showed that he had no redeeming qualities.
Exactly. None whatsoever.
Not even one.
Not even when he's like, I love kids. Like, bro, that felt like a joke. That felt like a joke. Like, I like to blow on their stomach and give them raspberries. What? Even if that's true, you can't say that. You can't say that.
Bro,
you can't
the
say
whole
that.
thing
was good, Devo.
Just made him look so bad. I don't even fuck with anybody say. And I didn't have any sympathy throughout the entire documentary. When he said he broke up with old girl and she wasn't giving him sex, I laughed so hard because that's one of the things that he wanted and he didn't get, even though he had a girlfriend.
Shorty was just trying to get on TV, man.
Absolutely.
He probably told her, like, I'm in the middle of shooting a documentary. I was a big YouTuber. It's like, boyfriend.
Yeah. I like to take pictures of my shit. Okay, we've delayed long enough. Okay. Oh man. All right.
Shout out to 78 total. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. We appreciate y'all, man. I really hope this one doesn't piss me off, but something is telling me it's going
it's
to.
Tim Pool, man.
Yeah.
You got to sped up?
Let me do that. Hold on.
Has an album of his turds. Yeah, Zen. I don't know if you saw Omar's response, but it was weird.
I got it at 1.5. Good.
Oh yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, man. The mainstream political left commits more violence than the mainstream political right.
None of what you're saying makes any sense. It sounds like
his head matching the picture. It's just It just killed me that his head was like in the same spot. It was like perfectly aligned.
That's so fucking funny. Oh, it's probably, you know why? It's the same goddamn beanie.
Oh, it is. It's the black one, or
I
is it
swear
black?
that has to be the same beanie. Does he not wash these?
Wait, where did you get the picture that you made this on?
This
Is
was
it-
a general picture that I
was just
found.
a random picture?
Yeah. I didn't get this from the Jubilee video.
Oh my God.
No, it might be the same fucking beanie. Dal is right. I don't know if he washes it at all.
Oh God.
God. Somebody said I'm waiting for Dr. Umar versus 20 Snow Bunnies. It's hilarious.
You're honestly grifting a lot.
You can say that
Let me
there's
ask you a
a
question.
war every fucking year, and it doesn't happen. And
I never
it
said
just
there
hasn't
was.
happened yet.
You want me to get you a
I'm
soapbox?
saying It's
I can
really
leave.
easy.
You want me
It's
to
really
go?
easy to
You want me
do
to
what you do.
leave?
It's really easy to do what you do.
Is the United States tracking towards civil war, or is America more united than it seems? Hi everyone, I'm Paris Rose, and I'll be filling in for John today. From
Why is that even a question? Who said anything about civil war? What indications do we have that what indicates that this country is going to go
That's-
through a civil war soon?
He says it. That's a stupid prompt. I don't even know why they let him do that. It's not even like a really emotionally charged prompt. I don't know why they let him do that one.
That's dumb.
It's so stupid.
Jubilee Media, this is Surrounded, where one brave soul faces a room full of disagreeers. Today we're debating which political party is more violent. Is authoritarianism on the rise in America, and have both parties abandoned their oath to the Constitution? I'm here with our featured guest, moderate political commentator, Tim Pool.
Hi, I'm Tim Pool. I'm the host of Timcast IRL, and today I'm surrounded by progressives.
Nah, you're right, bro. You're right. The fact that it be perfect on his head, low key, or even close to it, is funny.
Oh man.
My first surrounded claim is that the mainstream left commits more violence than the mainstream right.
If
Now
you'd like
that's
to be the
just
first debater,
wrong.
get to the chair.
Because there's actual data
Exactly.
in this. Now, you may be able to make an argument as of late, but
Yeah, 2025, it was
Yeah.
more for the left.
sure. But
Mhm.
what about previous years?
Right.
In 3, 2, 1.
How's it going? Hey.
Great to meet you, buddy. How you doing?
Likewise. Pretty good, pretty good.
There seems to be like a broader implication with your prompts that there's this domestic threat from mainstream left politicians. Like, do you really think Hillary Clinton's like leading the Vanguard Revolution Party? Like, no. What is your take?
When you look at the violence that we do see, it's from, I describe it as from blunt to acute, which is with the fringe extreme right, you'll see extreme mass shootings. You'll see, someone will show up and they'll unload on people, things like that. On the left, though, you'll see riots, vandalism that you don't see from the right. But the point I'm making is that when you break down the ideology that most
But those are isolated incidents. Like they happen usually because of an incident like a George Floyd or something like that, and then it's over. It's not something that continuously happen. Like, for example, they said that they were going to do that when they said that we were going to riot and destroy stores and properties when Carmelo Anthony went to jail.
It's like, no.
Yeah.
No, it's like he
No.
went through the justice system. I mean, he did stab somebody. It's like,
Exactly. Like, that doesn't really whatever.
mhm.
motivates individuals that commit political violence. There is more often an overlap between what the Democratic Party espouses ideologically and what we see in street level violence, as well as maybe assassinations.
What is
versus
it-
what the Republicans would espouse?
I mean, I couldn't disagree more. What ideology is that the Democratic Party is promoting that leads to these types of violence? Anytime you see an act of violence that's typically attributed to the
Okay, all right. I'm sorry, I paused it so much. Let's play the guessing game.
What? Go
Okay.
ahead. I'm
Okay.
bad at guessing.
He has to bring up trans ideology, right? He has to say something about trans folks.
I'm gonna be honest. Tim don't be on that like unless it's the topic. So I don't think he will do that. Tim is annoying, but he's not gonna say there's a but. He's not so stupid that he'll bring up trans people when he's talking about violence because he knows that that's just easily debunkable when you go by Tim is a lot of things, but he's not gonna reach for the worst examples. I'll say that.
I hear you, and I understand that he says he claims to be a moderate, but you know that is a recent like right-leaning talking point where they're basically alleging that trans people commit like mass shootings or whatever.
Right, but Tim don't. He's not that type of. He's not gonna go that far. That's just from what I watch him. He doesn't reach for the worst of the worst arguments, even though this is stupid. We'll see. I don't think he will though. We'll see. I just don't see him doing that. He just don't do those type of arguments.
You know why I say that? Because like, what else could he bring up? What else could
I don't
he
know.
say?
Because it is a stupid prompt. So I don't know.
All right.
left, it is immediately condemned by every Democrat politician. You couldn't point to one that actually endorses that. Or you have somebody like Donald Trump, who's literally the president of the United States, saying that we should call for the death of congressional members who are fulfilling their civic duty and saying, hey, maybe you shouldn't fulfill illegal orders if you're in the military. And Donald Trump's asking for them to be put to death. How is that not inciting to violence?
No, that's absolutely terrifying. I completely disagree with that. My point more so is that when you see, say, the George Floyd or the BLM riots, you end up with Biden and Kamala themselves promoting fundraisers for those accused.
You know what I hate?
During crimes.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
That was stupid.
You
know what I hate when they talk about the BLM riots? These people that was rioting were not doing it in protest or because of political reasons. The riots was mostly people just taking advantage of COVID and a situation.
Exactly.
Yeah, it like the actual, first of all, as big as BLM protests were, it was the biggest I think ever in American history because it spanned across the whole world. And overall, they were peaceful. Overall, there was violence, but the violence that was committed for the most part was not people that were there to protest. It was people literally there to commit crimes and take advantage of the situation. And on top of that, it happened during COVID too. So people was already out their minds. So I don't even accept the framing that they always go to 2020 riots because that wasn't necessarily political in all instances, and they keep using it as one.
It's just funny because what you said is 1,000% true, and I've seen it in real time. So in Richmond, Virginia, we had this like very popular like consignment shop that sold like sneakers, clothing, etc.
I gotta hit,
dude. They took video of people breaking into that shop and destroying it. Half the people were not, matter of fact, let me just say, I'll even go on a limb and say all the people. They were not protesting. They were just random fucking people. And hell, they weren't even black either. Like, it was just a bunch of random white people just stealing.
Yeah. My friend knew somebody that was out downtown Chicago and gave us some Louboutins because it just had them. I'm like, there's like, they just got these shoes from downtown. I was like, damn, thanks. And they gave them to us because they didn't fit. They didn't fit.
See, so this is exactly why Officer Brandon Tatum be using Chicago.
But it ain't like they was out there protesting. Like they was just stealing. It was like, and it's not okay, of course, but it's not. It wasn't a political reason behind it. It was just out there taking advantage.
What I don't like is that when people try to make this argument, they never acknowledge that there were people taking advantage of the situation. That's what I don't like.
Yeah, and that's why I hope Mason calls it out, but we'll see.
Which crimes did you point to?
So in Minnesota, you had there was a firefighter who opened a sports bar. It was burned down. In fact, when the local news went to interview him about his dream bar being burnt to the ground, it was ransacked. I don't think it was burned to the ground. They while they're filming the story, there were people looting a safe and stealing it.
Well, I think that there's absolutely a big difference between a lot of the private buildings.
They put them flags up because Mason ain't say nothing. I bet you.
Like you're somebody who I've seen the iconography on your show. You're a big patriotic guy. You love 1776, right? That wasn't the most peaceful way that we had, criticizing our government or saying that tyranny should exist.
How long was the Revolutionary War going on before they signed the Declaration?
I will say that the police precincts, the same people who committed a brutal murder using state violence in order to justify that, I think we can understand why people would rightfully be mad without any accountability.
Control the police department in Minneapolis.
What? That is not the central. First of all, we're talking about the mainstream political left. Which politicians are?
Why is he saying a political party's in charge of the police?
I've never heard anybody say that before.
Which political party is in charge of the police in what city? He said Minneapolis?
Minneapolis. So he's claiming since the governor is a Democrat, the governor. I've never heard anyone make that argument
basically,
before.
Since the governor or the mayor or whatever is a Democrat, then they're like ordering the police to like let violence happen or something. Is that the argument? Because what the fuck are we talking about?
That really tripped me up. I'm sorry. And I have to get better at this. When I hear stupidity, it like short circuits my brain. Like I genuinely don't know how to respond.
Because you don't know where to go with it. It's like, it's literally trying to respond to nonsense. That's why it's so like jarring. You'd be like,
how do I even respond?
I would never, as much as I think Republicans are pieces of shit these days, I would never be like, the mayor is a Republican. Right. That's why the police are acting up. We don't even notice. We never talk about the leadership when the police do something. We don't say the governor or the mayor is the reason this is happening. It's so stupid.
Endorsing that.
Never said politicians were endorsing it.
Then what's the mainstream left?
So you have activists whose ideology aligns with politicians who are
You
supporting
say that those
votes.
activists identify with the Democratic Party.
No,
ones
I
that are
would say
committing
the
violence.
Democratic Party
Because let me tell you, the leftists
think-
that you could talk to, not the biggest fans of
Is
the
the
Democratic Party.
Party in favor of Black Lives Matter?
I would say, yeah.
Were
I'd
the
say even
rioters
most
supporters
moderates. I'd say actual moderates,
Absolutely.
not right-leaning conservatives.
Were
who claim to be
the
moderates.
riots
Usually
based
those
off of-
people also agree that police violence is something that should be
Were the
discouraged.
riots Black Lives Matter motivated?
They were motivated.
By Black Lives Matter. So that ideology is espoused by.
No,
so my point is
Black
this.
Lives Matter is not encouraging violence. Black
said
Lives
they were-
Matter is recognizing systemic inequality.
Never said
where
they
it
were.
happens.
They were telling people to go be violent. I'm saying that there are violent individuals, and with the riots, a lot of them, which we've seen.
Can you tell me
How
who
about this?
tell me who Chris Ray is? Do you know who Chris Ray is?
Explain to me.
Well, you have a show talking about politics every day. I would think that you know. But Chris Ray was the former.
Let's not do this. If you have a point to make, let's make a
Yes,
point.
sir.
Let's
Yes,
not
sir.
try
Yes,
and
sir. So Chris Ray was the former FBI director under Donald Trump's first term. He said that he even agreed with the findings from both the congressional research session that right-wing violence is way more proliferate in
We're
this
not
country
talking
than
about
left-wing
that.
violence.
That's not
That
meaningful
is.
to a voter. Let me explain. The Republican
The
Party rejects
prompt
neo-Nazism.
is the mainstream left commits more violence than the mainstream right. What does he mean we're not talking about that?
He can't. And that's why I'm like, why would you even make this prompt? Because it's just patently false.
Yeah, it's easy to disprove. Like if they had fact checkers during this show, there would be no more conversations. Like they would just move to the next prompt because it's fucking stupid.
I ain't say a fact check ain't went up yet, huh? You know what I mean, but they should be showing it for what Mason said
Yeah.
about
I
the.
hope.
No, Donald Trump invited Nick Fuentes to have dinner with him with Kanye West.
So tell me one politician who went out and campaigned for the neo-Nazi vote.
I'm blanking on his name, but
Wait.
Gozar and
Is that a
in
mainstream
Arizona.
view?
Wait,
You want me to
wait.
go back? You want me to go back?
Yes, go back a little bit.
The Republican Party rejects neo-Nazism, correct?
No, Donald
No.
Trump invited Nick
Whoa,
Fuentes.
whoa. Hey. Whoa.
That's why I was like,
sir.
that's why I was like, wait, what just happened? And then he said he invited Nick Fuentes.
Yeah.
But-
He said the Republican Party rejects neo-Nazis. That's not true. That's not true at all. Look, have you? I'm sure, Logic, I know you've heard of it, but Chad, have you guys ever heard of the saying that not all Republicans are racist, but all races are
racist.
Republicans?
Yeah,
Like, what do you mean?
Exactly.
To have dinner with him with Kanye West.
So tell me one politician who went out and campaigned for the neo-Nazi vote.
I'm blanking on his name, but Gozar and
Is that a man?
Are you familiar with him?
No, wait. Go, let it play.
Mainstream view in this country?
Well, we could talk about Gozar. We could talk about Matt Gaetz. We could talk about.
Matt Gaetz is not endorsing neo-Nazism. And Donald Trump
Are
said
you kidding me?
Nazis should
He's
be condemned
literally
entirely.
he's literally partnering with the America First movement. He was a
America First
chosen
and neo-Nazism are totally different.
bro.
Pause
So you
it,
don't
pause
think
it, pause
do you
it,
think Nick
pause
Fuentes-
it. Did you see all the goalposts moving?
Yeah.
He answered everything he said, and he just had a new thing that he had to say each answer.
You know what?
That's why I was like, wait a minute. He's answering every question, and he just keeps like trying
Yeah.
to shift the burden, move the goalpost.
He's really good at doing that shit too. I understand why Kyla
Yes.
said it's difficult to talk to him.
Yes, you're right. You're right. You're
I
right.
would
And I know that when she went there, I could see like when she did go there, but it's also unfair. Not even just him. It's always a 1v4, like when you go to Tim Pool. So
Yeah.
that's don't help. But yeah, that's what he does. He'll like ignore your answer to something if it debunks it and just talk about some
Then
shit
move
that you
on.
probably don't know about too. He'll move on and you probably don't know about it. He be knowing these like obscure facts about shit that he probably is lying about half the time, and it ain't really giving you the full truth.
Not gonna lie, low key impressive.
It is. It's kind of a skill.
I can't do that.
Is that my brain doesn't work like that? That's a
Yeah.
skill. I would
Yeah.
literally freeze if I tried to do that. Like I don't know what to do.
Exactly.
Is he a Nazi?
I
Oh, I
would-
forgot
I
you
would-
had him on your show. Oh my god, I literally forget.
I wouldn't describe Nick Fuentes as a neo-Nazi.
You don't think that Nick Fuentes celebrating?
What would you describe him as then?
Woo! What he described himself as a Nazi before.
Exactly.
I could literally pull up some clips. Woo! That's crazy. How would you describe Nick Fuentes? You know what? Logic, let's try to be a little charitable here. If Nick Fuentes, like, is there any other way that we could describe Nick Fuentes other than like a racist Nazi?
Charitable would be extremist.
Woo! That's charitable.
As terrible.
Jesus
That's as charitable
Christ.
as I could go. Extremist.
Wow. Insane.
Shout out to you,
Adolf Hitler is not neo-Nazi adjacent.
I think you have to be very specific on what your terms are. And so when you go to an American voter and say something like,
This is our moderate, by the way, everybody. This is our moderate.
indeed. So when you go to a regular American and ask them what is meaningful to them in terms of an election, you don't have Democrats or Republicans endorsing violence. But you also don't have, Charlie Kirk's a good example. He threw out Nick Fuentes. He threw out white identitarians, white nationalists from his events. They were not welcome. That's mainstream. You don't have riots coming from the Republican Party on the right, although you do have January 6th and things like that. When you take a look
Okay,
at-
I was about to say, wait a minute. What about J6? Like, At least he said that. But
Yeah.
to say that there is no riots to come out of the Republican Party is crazy. When
And
January 6th was a thing.
was it not Charleston? Was it Charleston, South Carolina? Where was the other one where that person got hit by the car?
That was Charlottesville.
Charlottesville, yeah.
Charlottesville,
that
Virginia,
one too. Yeah.
That was at UVA.
The shootings of the Tesla facilities, the execution of Aaron Danielson, the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and one of the attempted assassinations on Donald Trump, not the Pennsylvania one. You can see the underlying ideologies overlap with the Democratic Party. When you take a look at like Nick Fuentes, he's opposed to the Republican Party. He's been actively endorsing Democrats right now.
He's been saying that the Republican Party is too left for him. It's not that he's opposed to the Republican Party in principle.
This is literally my point.
No,
Nick Fuentes comes out and says, "Do not vote for Trump."
That's my point. Are you kidding? That doesn't make sense. You have to prove that he's like on the left. He's saying vote for Democrats. That don't mean he's on the left. He's saying the right is just not extreme enough for him.
Yes, and Nick Fuentes has said on so many different occasions, he's being disingenuous here. Because Nick Fuentes has said on so many different occasions that the Republican Party is not doing what they said that they were going to do, essentially.
That motherfucker want everybody out the country. He want racism to be open and free. Like
and he said, and Nick Fuentes said this country is not going in the right direction. So why would you continue to vote for the party that's essentially fucking things up right now? So vote Democrat during the midterms. That's why he said that. He didn't say that because he is a Democrat, you fucking goober.
Right.
Wow.
People. No, again, if you're looking at all the empirical data, the violence is way more on the right. So you can say what your feelings are. You can say
not
that.
my feeling nor the claim.
No,
it is not meaningful to a voter to say we don't like neo-Nazis and white supremacists because the
it's
Republican
meaningful
Party
to say,
is not saying they want to white
let's be objective of where the violence is coming from, and if it's more substantially coming from the right, that is a problem that needs to be tackled.
Not coming from Charlie Kirk.
Okay, we're not talking about Charlie
What?
Kirk.
Why would you just name a victim of the violence and say it's not coming from him? What are we talking about?
Nothing coming from Charlie Kirk. He did. No, I'm sorry.
Oh God.
I put myself in timeout for a little bit. I apologize. It was quick. I'm sorry.
In fact, we're not.
So you're telling
That's
me that the prioritization of hierarchies, both ethnic, both cultural, that is not a dangerous ideology, but something like BLM that says, hey, maybe we should take back police violence. Maybe we should have accountability for people who are in charge of certain aspects of our nation, committing violence on citizens. Those are absolutely completely different ideologies. And the fact that you're saying that is more motivating for violence, that the left wing is encouraging people to take those that are committing violence accountable.
In the last 10 years, there have been over 465 incidents of left-motivated political violence that aligns with the Democratic Party, and there's been one.
Excuse me, sorry. No credible standardized data set substantiates over 465 incidents of Democratic aligned or mainstream left political violence in the past decade in reference to this claim. Party leadership,
repudiation.
Repudiation, Jesus Christ. Repudiation cannot consistently be used to exclude right-wing violence while attributing all left-coded violence to Democrats.
I'm glad that was a good one because they pretend like, okay, take Charlie Kirk for instance. I'm not gonna say that it was it's even hard to say that I don't even try to fight if dude was on the left, right? But that shooting hasn't necessarily been proven to be political violence. Because all we know about Tyler is that he felt that Charlie Kirk was hateful.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't fight on it, but it's really not obvious that if I think you're just a hateful person, that doesn't have to necessarily do with your political position. Because it's not like he's just trying to kill people that's on the right. He said, no, Charlie Kirk is a hateful person. It's not about Republicans or Trump or whatever. So I won't fight nobody on it. I'll just say he's probably left leaning or it was political, but it's not really true. So they just think like just violence that happened, they treat violence that happens, that people that commit violence that have left ideologies, then they almost always attribute it to political violence. Is what I'm trying to say.
My bad. I got the hiccups out of nowhere.
Oh damn, that sucks.
Yeah, it really does.
Why do you have that shirt, sir? That shirt on right now?
What's wrong with my shirt?
It say Chicago, don't it?
Sure does.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that. We need that.
I like Chicago. You know, it's my favorite city.
I'm gonna need that, sir.
No, thank you.
I bet that run is gone too, ain't it?
Oh yeah, of course. Well, they still might have some. I don't know. I also got a Tokyo one too. This was before I got let go. Anyway, let's continue.
Republican side, which is January 6th, which admittedly is particularly egregious. January 6th was, that's why we talk about blunt versus acute. Now, the problem is, I already know what you're going to say. You're going to cite FBI stats and Cato, but it's not meaningful to me or any voter to tell me why white supremacists are violent, because I don't like white supremacists, nor will I vote for them. And more importantly, you bring up Nick Fuentes, he is not aligned with Republicans, and he's advocated against them.
I think for somebody who has a political show where you talk about this stuff every day, you are completely misreading the conversation when you're saying that those that are engaged in like civil disobedience are like Democrat voters. You're telling me that those people are canvassing for Democratic politicians.
Never said that. I'm actually absolutely in favor of canvassing. I'm in favor of protesting.
I'm not saying that you're against that.
So don't try and frame my argument like I'm upset with protests, because I've defended Black Lives Matter blocking streets. I've defended left-aligned progressive groups like anti-capitalist groups blocking streets and environmental groups. I stand with civil disobedience, and I defend them every single time. If you want to block a road,
what is it that you're saying is more violent on the left? You mentioned Black Lives Matter. You mentioned these protests.
Let's talk about the Tesla facilities being unloaded upon or shut up, right? These are motivated by an ideology that you will hear from Elizabeth Warren. Now, of course, she's not telling.
Okay, but is that fair that that's coming from the left, though? What if people just simply hate Elon Musk? That's also a thing. Some people on the right hate Elon Musk.
It's more easy to say that's from the left. It was I forgot what he did for them to go and do it. I think it was immediately after he did something. I just forgot what it was.
Gotcha.
I'll take that one. That is left violence. But again, notice that though when they're violent, it's always more extreme and deadly. When people on the left do political violence, it's property all the time. And it's not okay, but it be property. It don't be going to shoot people. These people go shoot people. Tim probably he don't know about the guy that shot. He was on like sniping people at the CDC building over COVID, bro. They don't talk about that. That should happen like last year or like 2024 or something.
I don't even know about that,
bro.
That's
CDC
crazy.
Shooter attacked CDC headquarters to protest COVID-19 vaccines in August of 2025. Like, dog. Like,
I didn't know that.
They go out and kill people a lot. It's just I don't even, this prompt is ridiculous. A lot of people don't know about this one, bro.
Wow.
People to shoot anybody, but she is coming out saying Elon Musk is a dangerous threat to this country, and then you end up with someone going and pulling a rifle up and shooting up a Tesla.
Okay, but somebody simply saying that somebody is dangerous to this country, it's not inciting violence per se. That I feel like that's also being disingenuous, because people on the right have said people on the left are dangerous as well, like politicians, Donald Trump especially.
I was going to say Trump is the main proponent of doing that shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and that's what they've gotten to at this point. They don't believe in shit. They've gotten to the point where it's like you're saying something unfavorable about people on the right is violence. That's what they're doing now. It's like if you say something that's like not favorable, you're contributing to political violence. Why are you saying Trump is a fascist? Because he's acting like one. That's violent. Like,
that's
come
not
on, bro.
That's not inciting violence. Actually, actually doing this shit is if I were to say go out and do X, Y, and Z to this person, that is inciting violence. Me saying that I think you're a detriment to this country, that's not violent rhetoric at all.
But that's what they have to lean on because they have nothing else.
That's me disagreeing with your politics.
Understand that the right always says politicians are not responsible for individual actions. Elizabeth Warren saying, hey, maybe we should have the same sort of economic policies they have in Scandinavia. That's not her encouraging, go shoot up a Tesla facility. Where Donald Trump saying, let's hang the people who encourage those in the military to actually fulfill their duties. That is completely.
My claim is not that the right is completely
He's the leader of the Republican Party, my dude. To say that these are equivocal at all is completely false.
I condemn 100% what Donald Trump said calling for the death of those politicians.
We have to move on.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm glad he got out of there.
If you'd like to be the next
they let him sit too long.
In 3, 2, 1.
Hello.
Hi.
What I find really interesting is the whole premise of like the Occupy Wall Street movement was to protest, right?
Indeed.
It was specifically geared towards making sure that the general public was understanding the situation at the time, which had a lot to do with anti-capitalist motives, right? And so when we're talking about who's more violent than who, we have to be very specific that the violence that is recorded in the data is not ideological violence. It's not this like rhetoric. It has to be evidentiary. So if you're going to say like, oh, Black Lives Matter, and any leftists that are associated with that are automatically violent, that's just not the case.
I didn't say that.
But that's what you're implying.
No, I'm implying that when you have riots in this country, overwhelmingly, the underlying ideology aligns with the mainstream left ideology of this country.
But what you're saying in your prompt that you wrote is that the left is more violent than the right.
The mainstream political left commits more violence than the mainstream political right.
The mainstream. And what I'm trying to tell you is that
so what does he mean? Who is he talking about when he says mainstream?
I know it's almost, you know what's crazy? He would be better off saying that people with left ideologies, because that would be like normal everyday citizens. But the mainstream, I'm thinking, is politicians, people with names, pundits. Like, what is mainstream then if it's not? Like, who are you talking about? It seems like he's not getting to the heart of it.
Because if you I think he may be doing that on purpose, because he is not directly saying like specific politicians, because if you say that, you could obviously just point to Trump. Like, well, Trump said
so
X,
he
Y,
wants
and
to
Z.
he avoiding it.
not showing that is the actual evidence. If you're talking, no, it doesn't.
My team has put together over 10 years
75 to 80% of violence, actual violence that is being tracked as domestic terrorism, comes from the right. It's white supremacist groups. And
the 75 to 80% figure is broadly supported for fatalities from U.S. domestic terrorism since 2001, not for all incidents or violence tracked as domestic terrorism. Research reviews find right-wing extremists responsible for 75 to 80% of domestic terrorism deaths. Goddamn.
So yeah, when they do it, it's violent. And I think we care, bro. I'm not saying it don't matter again, but I think you should care more about mass shootings in like racial targeting versus looting a store.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't put those things on the same playing field. Like,
I agree.
white supremacists are not in a large political party getting voted for.
Yes, they are. The Republican Party is very largely right wing. It is very far right.
But they're not white supremacists, nor are the Americans voting for a Republican Party because they want white supremacy.
What do you think "Make America Great Again" means?
I think it means making the economy improve. I think it means building our cultural institutions. Well,
according to what time? According to what time? I'll give you that.
Probably the 80s, because Trump's an old man.
I would seriously doubt you meant the 80s.
It's crazy because that wasn't even because people ask this question all the time. Trump never said the 80s.
Not only did he say the 80s, he picked the safest year. It was like,
that's true.
And I mean safe for people, for black. He's not going to upset anybody by saying the 80s. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the 90s is the crack era.
True.
But it is like, he couldn't say that. And the 70s, when you in the 70s and 60s, you still got you still teetering in segregation.
So you're right. I see what you're saying. So the 80s was the safest.
Yeah. So it was just like he tried to pick a year where it was like, well, it ain't the crack era and the war on drugs, and we still kind of out of segregation. And it's like, shut the fuck up, Tim. You don't want to go to no goddamn 80s. Like, oh.
Damn, but he picked it so fast.
He picked
it so fucking fast.
Yeah, whatever.
Much older than
Well, your interpretation of Donald Trump's opinions is separate from when we see a riot. What is motivating the riot? When
his opinions lead his policies, don't they?
Indeed, and no one here is making a claim that Donald Trump is innocent, nor does he not have individuals who...
Yeah, so they corrected me. They saying the crack era started in the 80s. We saw the real effects in the 90s, is what I was saying.
In the 80s, yeah.
Yeah.
I understood.
Yeah.
You're attempting to make a claim that his type of ideology that leads his policy is not nearly as violent as the left, which is largely anti-capitalist, which is largely anti-fascist. None of what you're saying makes any sense. It sounds like you're honestly grifting a lot.
How many Republican riots have there been?
I don't know the exact number.
But what are you talking?
The reason we don't see riots from Republicans is because they don't actually believe in shit except for Trump, clearly. That's why y'all don't care about anything. Y'all just do whatever the hell Trump wants you to do. So at least people on the left protest and riot because they believe in something. And when we see a violation of it, then you go see them do something. Y'all don't believe in shit. Except for Trump. That's when you go act crazy. It's when it's about Trump.
You have a fantastic point, because if they were to riot, what would they really riot about? What, trans people?
Trans people?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what they're going to riot about. Riley Gaines lost.
Oh, my God.
Place.
She was in 5th. She didn't come in 2nd. She came in 5th.
Yeah. So it's just like, oh my God.
Justifying as riot. What? Because if you're conflating protesting with rioting, that's a very different thing.
No, we're talking specifically about people ransacking Tesla facilities, vehicles, charging stations.
You're so obsessed with the Tesla thing.
Those weren't riots, though.
Those it's not a riot. They just attacked the Tesla place. It's not a riot.
Why don't we actually talk
I
about?
think it might be because
I mean,
someone took a rifle and
I
started
don't know if
shooting at the
Musk is
building.
like investing in your company or something, but let's like remove the Tesla out of it. That has nothing to do with what your actual prompt is saying.
No, that's
It
actually what my
sounds-
claim is.
No, it sounds a lot like
Well, then you're arguing
you
something else.
decided. No, you're arguing something else because it
I am
sounds
arguing
like you
something
went
else
from
from you.
somebody who was doing really important work in Occupy Wall Street to then
Which is
drifting
what?
all the way to defending
the
far-right
important work?
people. That's crazy.
What was the important work?
What important work?
You said I was
in
doing-
terms of Occupy Wall Street,
Yes.
I think, in terms of that movement, I thought it was it was one of the first times in our generation that we were able to see an actual organization against
Can
capitalism.
I ask you how old you were?
No, you cannot ask me how
Were
old
you
I am.
politically active during Occupy Wall Street?
Yes, I was.
Did you follow the news about me during Occupy Wall Street?
Not specifically.
And the news was that Occupy denounced the violence. I had filmed
Mm-hmm.
leftists deflating police tires who physically attacked me. And I was attacked by a masked individual smacking my camera out of his hand.
so this
Occupy
is a
Wall
personal
Street.
vendetta for you
Then
because
gave
a
me,
single
indeed,
person
if
or
you're,
a
if you're
small
getting
group of
emotional about
people?
this and you don't want to have an
I'm
argument,
not
that's fine.
Do I look emotional, guys?
You do,
I feel
because
pretty relaxed.
Why would he
you
say
don't know what
that?
happened during Occupy and your argument is off because you don't.
This honestly sounds like
Okay,
you have a
pause,
personal
pause.
vendetta from your history
Not an
that has
argument.
absolutely nothing with what your
Not an
actual
argument.
prompt is, which
You
is
have to
around
argument.
far-right people
pause.
being much more violent than the left.
We have
She,
pause.
I feel like she
Let me
was
pass
smart
it.
enough
Fuck.
to debate him, and she spent too much time arguing with him about stupid shit.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right. If you'd like to be the next debater, please get to the chair in 3, 2, 1.
You got it. Nice to meet you. How's it going?
Good.
That's a good goddamn hoodie he got on.
I think we should just get to the heart of
Dodgers.
it. Donald Trump is a fascist. He has Nazis in his administration. His entire messaging was resonating with Nazis from the very beginning. Donald Trump, when rallying for 2024, had a massive rally in Madison Square Garden. What was the significance of that rally?
You show me?
Yeah, it's the same place, same date as the Nazis in the 1940s. Literally. Donald Trump said that immigrants are poisoning the blood of America in their environment. Who also said that?
You tell me.
Hitler. Literally. Donald Trump has openly said things as dog whistles. So you may
Okay, let me ask you a question because I hear him and I don't necessarily disagree, but do you think this is a bad argument because somebody could chalk it up to coincidence?
I don't think it's a coincidence because it's too consistent. Like he has too
No,
many.
like I said, I agree, but I'm talking about like it for an argument for the opposing side.
Yeah, they'll say that. They'll say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
He would just have to corner him to like, well, once he's done X, Y, and Z, it's like
Yeah.
all these things are related to Nazism, and like you think it's a coincidence at that point? He would have to trap him on that.
True. Yeah, but no, I do agree with him.
say that it's not mainstream, but the entire ideology of the right speaks to those people.
Let me ask you, what do you mean by fascist?
Far right, authoritarian, ultranationalistic, 14 tenets of fascism. all
But,
that.
but there's a specific definition of fascist. Do you just mean that he's an authoritarian?
No, I mean that he means all 14 tenets of fascism.
See,
They all do this.
They all do that, right? He wants to pick out one thing. He's like, no, the 14 tenets of fascism. Tim probably don't know all 14, and I'm sure Santana knows them. And I can't list them, but I've heard this argument about the Umberto Eco.
Yeah,
That's his 14 tenets of fascism. He meets all them shits, and they probably got time to run them down. But Tim, well, is he just fascist? Like, I could point to other people that's done something Trump has done, and it's like, no, motherfucker, you got to go through all the shit, and he fits into all the shit.
and you know what? It's that. And if Santana cannot, because he's asking him for the definition of fascism, right? If he cannot like give him the definition flawlessly, I feel like that's like a gotcha.
That's the type of shit Tim
Yeah.
do. Yes, that's
Yeah.
a line of argumentation Tim will definitely go down.
Absolutely.
Fascism.
Which is what?
You want to go through all 14 points?
I don't. I'm trying to understand your argument. But so,
God
said it.
damn
You
it.
said it.
We
Yeah, you called it.
good. We good.
You said it. You got it.
We good. God damn it. See, it is not hard to understand how these people think sometimes. Guys, I don't know. Maybe I need a crystal ball when we start doing this or something. Okay, let's see if I can do it some more during this video.
point largely is we see people say Trump is a fascist, but there's, if you go to an academic and you look at fascism, say Italy, there's a common argument that you have the merger of corporation and state as the defining element of what fascism is.
There's different
define,
forms of fascism, right?
Well, and that's the point.
the actual premise is the authoritarian. Donald Trump is absolutely fascist. He's, like I said, he has Nazis in his administration. I think we're shifting. He has it.
Well,
How
you
is that
notice
different?
he
literally has a
tried
proud
to.
Nazi.
I'm sorry, you go back. You can hit back a little bit. He tried to. You see what he tried to did. I don't know if you know Santana is a communist. He tried to only tie fascism to communism because he was like one of the last stages is combining what he say the government with the private sector. So I forgot what he just said, but he tried to tie. You will hear it when you play it back. He tried to tie fascism fascism to communism only. And he said, well, there's different forms of it. And Tim said, yeah, that's why I asked. So why are you only talking about one type if you know that there's different types of fascism?
I see what you're saying. Oh.
Yeah, like he's like, oh yeah, that's why I asked. Don't try to only tie fascism to communism. You could be a fascistic communist, and you could be a fascistic socialist. You could be a fascistic. You could have a fascist in a capitalistic society. It's not just that. So
very true.
Of fascism, right?
Well, and that's
the actual premise is the authoritarian. Donald Trump is absolutely a fascist. He's, like I said, he has Nazis in his administration. I think we're shifting. Pete Hegseth.
Okay, I think it's fair to say Pete Hegseth is a fucking Nazi. I'm sorry.
And Stephen Miller.
Yes. Stephen
that
Miller
motherfucker is evil, bro.
But how is Hegseth?
He literally has a proud Nazi tattoo on his chest.
He does not.
Stephen Miller is absolutely a Nazi. Stephen Miller
does not have a Nazi tattoo on his chest.
That's yeah.
No, he does not. He
Cross on his
has a
chest?
Catholic cross on his chest.
Okay. All right. Cool.
They should
I mean,
get a
guys,
fact check on
went to
that.
Texas
I don't know what the
left
tattoo
in
is.
fifth grade.
So-
Pete Hegseth is not a Nazi.
Yeah, that's okay. Cool. Question for you: when Donald Trump and his administration specifically actually implement policies that go at the heart of what Nazis want, right? Targeting the first group of people they target was the transgender community. Same things in Nazi. The actual Nazis specifically targeted people that weren't like them. There's been a persistent and consistent attack on undocumented immigrants, black people, women, anyone that's not a straight white male in America.
My principal claim is not that Donald Trump is innocent, nor perfect, nor good. My claim is that when you look at street level violence, domestic terror, et cetera, you'll find more violence coming from the mainstream left as opposed to the mainstream right.
Sure.
I do think it's fair to point out white supremacists are violent. They do evil and horrible things.
Yeah, I wanted to
and we all condemn them.
The white supremacists are a part of the mainstream right.
But they're not.
They're
If you-
literally
Wait. If you condemn it, if we condemn the left, what are we talking about then? He's like, yeah, the white supremacists do violence, and we condemn it. Well, we condemn violence on the left. Actually, y'all don't condemn it openly as far as a party. The left does. There's no politician that condemns that supports violence on the left.
Fuck. And he just said there are. I really wish somebody would ask him, what do you mean by mainstream?
Yeah,
Because
I don't know why we ain't got that yet.
Yeah, it's really fucking bugging me because what does he fucking mean?
I have no idea. He keeps he didn't clarify and they didn't ask.
What the hell?
All right, we're gonna pause here. Thank you. You can return to your seat. You've been voted out.
Next meeting.
All right, if you'd like to be the next debater, please get to the chair in 3, 2, 1.
How's it going?
That was an easy grab. You're right there.
So the first thing I'll say is I think it's a bit disingenuous to characterize all of the property damage committed during BLM as left-wing violence because there are going to be rogue opportunists during the biggest civil rights protests in American history. That's first and foremost. The second thing I would like to say is I don't think it makes sense to confine political violence strictly in the context of individuals acting with political motive violently. I think it ignores institutional violence. Theoretically, you could say the 1960s civil rights movement was more violent than the counter-protesters, but obviously the institutional violence of segregation.
I completely agree.
Right. So, so what I would say is that the Republican Party is, and the mainstream political right is far more violent because they support ICE ripping and separating families from one another, even from people who have no criminal background. ICE, deaths under ICE custody have skyrocketed even as a matter of war abroad, etc. But
domestic, I'd love to talk war stuff. I'm a big foreign policy guy, but domestically, did this not happen during Barack Obama's administration?
It did, but not to the same extent.
Agreed.
And Barack Obama was criticized for it.
If you agree, then why the fuck did you bring it up? These people are confusing, man. This motherfucker is confusing. Logics, help, Mr. Tigger, somebody.
It's just dishonest, bro. Like that's what these people operate on, dishonesty, and it's just so obvious when they do shit like that.
How the fuck did he? All right, my bad.
Who? The political left.
Agreed.
Right.
So my point is not to say again that there's no violence on the right, and I think the institutional argument is actually a good one. However, my view largely is when you look at Occupy Wall Street, for which I was there and I watched police instigate fights, or when I was on the ground during the protests on West Florissant Avenue, and I saw police throw a flashbang grenade at protesters who were not doing anything violent. The issue is these police are.
Why is he putting shit the police do on the left?
That's what I want to know.
This is so stupid.
That's not even a left or right thing.
Why are you blame? We've never blamed police on the Republican Party necessarily. That's never been a conversation. Why are you doing that?
Are under Democrat administration still, where their chiefs are often appointed by Democrat politicians. So again, I understand the left and progressives.
That to me is also a little disingenuous because it's not as though the police, as a matter of its institution, is a left-wing institution.
No,
in fact, usually the police are protecting and on the other side.
If you want to
of
make the argument that ICE under Trump, I'll make the argument of police under the Democrats.
Sir, well, I don't know.
What?
Which is
does
law
that?
enforcement defer to their politicians or not?
It depends. Because ICE is an executive agency, they
What is he talking about?
I'm laughing because I've never heard anybody make this argument before in my life. I think, I feel like we stun locked low key.
He said, "Does the police not report to the party in charge?" Or what did he say?
Something along those lines. Do you want me to go back a little bit?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Which is, does law enforcement defer to their politicians or not?
It
Does
depends.
law
because
enforcement defer to their politicians? They follow the law. They don't. This is stupid. This is so stupid. Like, it's not like, hey, you want me to go attack some Republicans today? Like, I don't get.
Is he saying like the chief of police, for example, reports directly to the governor? Like,
I don't know. Because yes, there's police officers are probably going to have ideologies, but
sure.
I think your job is to be partisan. I mean, to be nonpartisan. So I don't understand what.
Yeah, I'm confused.
This is so stupid.
This is an executive agency. They do.
And the police
operate
department in
independently
Minneapolis is under the Democrats, yes.
Right, but
and we all agree that there's problems there.
But they're criticized and often on the other end of left-wing protesters. So, for instance, the protest against ICE here in Los Angeles, it's usually against left-wing. So, what is it? Left-on-left violence? Is that what you're claiming?
Sometimes, yes.
You think police protesting against or committing violence against left-wing protesters? It's left-on-left violence, really?
Yes.
I think that's ridiculous and absurd.
The police who live in these cities tend to be more moderate, but they're not conservative.
But is policing as an institution a left-wing institution?
Don't police just report to crime going on? Or
yes.
Like, what is this idea that now is it like only people with left ideologies commit crime? Like, yeah, if people on the left are like rioting, the police have to come and do something about it. What is this argument?
First
of all, if you want to make this whole argument that the left is more violent because they're rioting or protesting more, go ahead. That has nothing to do with the police, though. I don't understand why he's bringing the police in there.
But his entire train of thought is, there is a Minneapolis has a Democratic governor, so that means, the police is his responsibility. It doesn't make it. I've never heard anybody make this argument ever before in my life.
That's probably why he probably came in there like, I'm gonna say some shit ain't nobody ever heard, so they can't respond to it, so it's gonna make it look like I'm right. Like, I think that's probably what he went in there and did.
And honestly, I think to say that the police in any city.
I'm gonna hurt you because this shit won't stop.
My bad, bro. My bad. I didn't know. I didn't know.
It's okay. But what did you say? My bad.
Shit, what was I about to say?
I'm so sorry.
Oh, I was about to say that the fact that he thinks any precinct in any city is left leaning is fucking crazy to me. But
that's weird too. Like, that is weird.
In New York, well, I define a left-wing institution.
Exactly.
What I would say is Democrat politicians are the ones appointing these police chiefs and these administrations who are enacting these policies. But so when you are voting for someone into office, this is not conservatives doing it. It's not mainstream right-wingers putting in police that beat protesters.
But who politically supports the police as a matter of their rhetoric and ideology? The right or the left?
But the right doesn't live in these places. So nor do they appoint these people.
Sure, but
don't tell me that ICE under Donald Trump, but not police under Democrat politicians.
Hold on.
Wait, why? No.
That's totally fucking different.
No,
that's totally different.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Wow. That's fucking insane.
Wait.
That is insane.
First of all,
that's fucking DHS.
Exactly. Right. Which is directly underneath the president. Yeah. But not only that, ICE in general, I wouldn't even say is supposed to have a partisan leaning, but Trump has used them in that way. That's the problem. He's directly has used the protocol is to racially profile people, which is something people on the left are against. So in this situation, yes, ICE does kind of lean to the right at this point, and they're committing violence on citizens and getting away with it, sir.
Absolutely.
But to say that, if you're going to put ICE on Donald Trump, then I could put the police on Democrats. That is crazy.
Not equivalent at all. And I hope, because I actually like this guy. I think he's doing a good job. I don't want them to vote him out, but I hope
he almost there.
I hope he tears some fucking apart on what he just said, because that's fucking insane.
appoint protesters who commit random acts
I
of violence
completely
against
agree.
property.
That's not my argument.
I know, but earlier you were making the case that it's the ideology that motivates what these rioters are doing, and that's the reason why the left is ultimately responsible.
Well, I would say the underlying ideology is overlapping with the Democratic Party.
Sure, and so what I'm saying is that if you want to be consistent, the underlying ideology that supports the police and as a matter of institution, and when the police are cracking down on left-wing protesters, that's overwhelmingly on the side of conservatives.
Except they're not in power in these places, and you're applying a locality to the nation.
They may not be like technically
the police are not motivated by the Republican Party to go out under a Democratic mayor to arrest protesters.
The problem is that the police is still, as a matter of institution, is more of a right-wing institution than a left.
Certainly, even
usually on the other side of.
But the point is, a police officer who goes out in New York and arrests a protester does so at the behest of a Democratic politician.
I don't.
Pause.
Wait, why is he saying that? Like police are only underneath Democratic politicians.
I don't know.
Why is
I
he
don't know.
saying that?
Again,
So every arrest, if it's every arrest that happens because somebody rioted for something on the left, the police are underneath a Democratic politician. This is ridiculous.
Again, never heard of this talking point.
Like you said, that's why I'm freaking racking my brain, because like you said, he went in there like, I'm making an argument nobody ever made, as stupid as it is.
If that was his mindset going into this, again, I'm impressed.
Is exactly that level of conniving dishonesty is crazy.
Wild.
All right, if you'd like to be the next debater, please get to the chair in 3, 2, 1.
What's up, young man? Listen.
Oh, yeah. I haven't been young for a minute.
Now, slow down with that. Listen,
all right.
Jesus.
Slow down with that is crazy.
I like David, but I need to go this month. I think he shook Jake Lang's hand. No, you can't shake Jake. I don't know, but you can't shake Jake Lang's hand and not
shake Tim Pool's hand.
I don't know.
Like, I understand Tim Pool is a little shit. Sure.
Yeah.
Jake Lang is an actual racist.
I need to go. Now, he shit on him in their debate. Like, he literally just shit on him. But I need to go back and see if he shook his hand, because I fuck with David. But if you can't shake Jake Lang's hand but not Tim Pool's, though, that's crazy.
Insane.
Really quick, the I condemn is a really cheap cop out. That's not going to work because the people around us are not low IQ, like your average viewer. It's important to recognize.
Make an argument.
I'm about to.
You don't have one? Is that it? If you want to be insults, we can go for insults.
I'm about to.
We can rap.
I'm about to.
You want to rap?
Stop delaying my time. So it's important to recognize that simply I condemn is not sufficient when the Republican Party has created a permission structure for individuals to go out and do violence against, I'm about to tell you, with impunity. Immigration and Customs Enforcement is a good example. The Trump administration, they lost in the courts 10,000 times.
Hold on. See, oh my God. Tim don't like how he just treated him. Now he's not letting him talk.
That's
he's
exactly
mad.
What's
he's
happening.
mad as shit, and now he's not letting him talk. Oh God, this is.
Hey, real quick, let me just say this: I love Russia picture, so fucking perfect, bro. So perfect. I love it. I love it.
It is true.
10,000 times.
Yeah, they lost 10,000.
I'm sure it would be like 10,000.
The most current published count is at least 16,850 rulings against the Trump administration's ICE mandatory detention policy. God damn. Out of at least 19,400 federal district court rulings covering July 7th, 2025 through August 4th, 2026.
He undershot it.
Shit.
He undershot the number.
That's crazy. I'm not gonna lie, Tim Pool is looking like a jackass right now.
Yeah.
I murdered numerous American citizens, and guess what happened to the individuals that carried out those killings? What happened to them?
What happened to them?
Have they been prosecuted? Any investigations? Do you know?
I believe they have not.
Why? It's almost as if
Because Politico describes the figure as at least it is a tracker total rather than a final exact number. It covers this specific ICE detention policy, not every ICE or Border Patrol court case. That's still egregious.
Yeah, you're right. It's still that's absolutely ridiculous.
Egregious.
when you commit violence,
you're wrong.
You're going to be protected. That's what's going on. That's why Kristi Noem went out and said that Alex Freddie was a domestic terrorist. That's why Stephen Miller said the same thing. And everybody in the entire Republican Party apparatus is echoing those talking points. Because whenever there's violence, they don't condemn it. They condone it, they congratulate it, and they pardon it.
Law enforcement, duly elected by a population that voted in plurality for ICE to go out and engage in children.
Did you hear the sound?
Yeah, the beep.
And the beep. Like I don't know what just happened.
The audio tweaked out. I don't know what that was about.
I've heard his Donald Trump impression. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Citizens? Which sometimes, yes, absolutely. And
they voted for ICE to kill American citizens, really?
Yes. They're the average Republican. I don't think they're that. Who said the average Republican would vote? But do you not believe that there are people in this country that would vote for ICE to harm people?
Is this your argument?
Do you believe?
This is terrible.
So you think not a single person in this country wants to harm illegal immigrants?
Why is he arguing this?
Down approach by Republicans like Donald Trump.
Can I ask you the question again? Can you answer the question?
And allow it to happen, foment violence in this country.
Can you answer?
And you're running cover for it.
Actually, you just did.
No, I didn't.
See, I'm pointing out
violence. You're saying that people vote for it or whatever.
You don't think that there are white supremacists voting for ICE to go and harm migrants?
Are you saying that white supremacists voted for Donald Trump so they could kill migrants?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good.
Wait,
I don't know how to respond. I don't know how to respond.
That's why David's like, is this your argument? Because That's just something you could kind of know, but don't have to say. It's like, how is this helping your argument?
What is his argument?
First of all, if you're arguing the left commits more violence, but you're saying, do you think that people on the right didn't fight for the police?
Why would you
harm people?
Why would you admit that?
Well, no, because I would hope. I don't know, but I don't think I would ever say that people on the left voted for anybody to get harmed that wasn't harming anyone. Like, he's saying they voted for them to harm people. Why?
I'm confused because it's making his argument look it's making
terrible.
Him look bad, actually, as a person.
Exactly, Hugo. It's like you're literally hurting your argument. This is so weird. Why do you not think there are people on the right that voted for ICE to hurt people?
It is totally against his argument. I'm so confused.
Because think about it. Even criminals, the job isn't to go hurt them, it's to fucking put them in jail.
Right.
Like, it's not even like, now, if somebody's shooting at ICE or the police, then they go shoot them back. But that's not what you're voting for them to do their job. The job isn't to just hurt people. Like, that's not what the goal is.
Chris said, Tim literally said the boots on the ground committing crimes are his boots.
Funny. Yeah, I had a thumbnail with him licking the boot. He was like, it's my boot. I put it on. And I'm like, bro.
Wow.
You know that white supremacists make up part of the Republican Party and Donald Trump's doing their bidding.
Yes, I certainly believe they do.
Okay.
The initial claim that I'm making is that
he confidently admitted that. That goes against his claim. It goes, the mainstream left commits more violence than the mainstream right. So why the fuck would you admit that? Who are you arguing for at this point? Appreciate you, Dual Master. What the fuck?
Oh my God.
Absolutely violence on the right. I already agree with one of the previous debaters that there's institutional violence from the right as well. The best argument against my claim actually is that the right, when they get levers of power, will use law enforcement as their vehicle for the violence they want to engage in. Those things are all fair. My point is that we are not.
That's a nice long drawn out concession. Thank you for.
But it's not a concession because maybe we agree.
Oh, okay.
See, I think,
didn't you say the modern political left commits more violence than modern political right? So now you're saying
just because there are riots coming from the left does not mean they're morally right or wrong, or does not mean the right is better or worse. This is a statement about volume of violence that we see and a meaningful issue to a voter as to what is the underlying motivation that we see pushing violence in this country. So when you have ICE going engaging in these actions,
this is like a Clarence Thomas level of interpretation with that prompt. That is
I don't know if you're trying to disagree when we actually have time.
Pause. We are out of time. Thank you.
Nicotine, the ultimate biohacker secret weapon, has made a wild comeback. But why is that clean lifestyle still fueled by big tobacco's chemical-laden slop? For those who switch out LEDs for incandescent.
Founded claim is that the
in the USA. Affectionately known as a lip brick, this fully dissolvable option is crafted with just 6 premium ingredients, including real essential oils. There are no pH adjusters, no plastic pouches, and absolutely no waste. Available in 3 and 6 milligram strengths. This is nicotine perfected. Reject the compromise and raise the standard. Go to knickknack.com/surrounded and use code surrounded for 20% off, or use the store locator to find knickknacks near you. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Founded claim is that the Democratic Party has embraced authoritarianism.
If you'd like to be the first debater.
Ooh. Why did he pick these?
Good luck with that.
That's bad. That's gonna be rough.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Please get to the chair in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, that was fast. Nice to meet you. Let's start off not by, oh God, don't make me defend Republicans. Let's go.
All right, let's talk about authoritarianism.
Yeah.
Don't make me defend Republicans. He does it all the time. What do you mean?
That's all you do. That's all you fucking do.
What does an authoritarian government do?
So it's typically, and particularly in my claim, it's a reference to suppression of dissent, suppression of speech, control of voting, or manipulation of voting for the power, let's just call it control by a particular group of politically.
Let's take those claims one at a time.
Yeah.
First, on suppression of speech.
Indeed.
Just a few hours ago today, Trump subpoenaed reporters for trying to report accurate information on the war in Iraq.
Wow,
he
that's
said,
terrible.
No, that can't happen.
Awful.
That's way more authoritarian than what we're seeing on the left here.
Well, I mean, it's hard to quantify what is more or less authoritarian, but certainly bad when President Trump is trying to stifle speech.
Wait, can you give any example of Biden doing anything even comparable to that?
I can. We can start with Alex Berenson, who is currently in a lawsuit because the Biden administration personally went to social media platforms.
Journalist, Jesus Christ. Journalist Alex Berenson account was temporarily suspended by Twitter on July 16, 2021, and permanently banned on August 28th for alleged violations of its COVID-19 misinformation rules after posts criticizing vaccine effectiveness and mandates. Discovery later showed White House official had pressed Twitter about why Berenson had not been kicked off the platform.
Using his name to be suspended for his reporting on COVID vaccination and mandates.
Okay. At a top level, though, who's doing the majority of the actual suppression of speech here?
I don't really have good words for Republican Party.
It's more the fact check.
And he was reinstated after settling a separate lawsuit against Twitter in 2022. Berenson alleged that administration pressure violated the First Amendment, but a federal judge dismissed his case against Biden-era officials in 2025, and the Justice Department later settled the appeal in 2026 without a merits ruling that the administration acted unlawfully. I actually didn't know about this at all.
Me either. I want to. So it got dismissed, but shit, that like it said, if the White House pressed him, that's not okay.
Yeah.
Because every time I've heard these stories, they'd be like, "Oh, Joe Biden," but I've never heard a name, and I'm glad he actually had an example, because a lot of times these people never have an example. They just be like, "Oh, they were suppressing Twitter." And it's like, well, who got suppressed on Twitter? And it's from the White House, and it's never a name. And I'm glad he actually attached a name. I'm feeling a little more into
it. Mods on YouTube. Can you guys? I guess it's a bot. Can you guys remove the bot? Because that is weird.
It's
but okay.
bot.
Yeah.
This distributions bit, whatever.
Yeah.
It's disturbed. Oh, disturbed.
I'm gonna assume it's a bot.
Oh, this in my chat too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In fact, what we're seeing right now is that I'll make a claim about the Democratic Party, which has done awful things, and you get responses, but the Republicans, and I don't like Republicans.
Here's the thing. We live in a two-party system.
Correct.
Right? We can have this great grift of like, oh, well, the Democrats are bad, but we can, and the Republicans, they might be worse, but the Democrats are still bad. But the option is between Democrats or Republicans.
Yes.
So if Republicans are worse, it doesn't really matter if Democrats are slightly bad.
No, I think Democrats are worse.
We don't love Democrats, but we feel that Republicans are way worse when they institute these far more authoritarian policies.
It's hard to quantify more. The question is, does it suppress speech? And I certainly think Donald Trump has taken actions.
Let's look at human lives. If we want to do like a quantification here, let's look at ICE. 3 American citizens have been killed by ICE. That's way more than the number of American citizens killed by immigration enforcement under, say, Obama.
But it's way less than the amount of American citizens killed by Barack Obama.
No,
it is. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Look, I don't want to be disrespectful, but
fact check it, please. Please fact check it.
One of the biggest issues to me is the extrajudicial assassination of Abdurrahman al-Awlaki by the Obama administration. And this is what early on in my life, when I was very anti-war, very lefty, still anti-war.
I hate when they bring this up. This guy was the son of a freaking traitor to America and was in a whole nother country, and they were attacking his son or uncle. Yeah. I mean, he was son or nephew. I forgot, but he was in their country and they were attacking his uncle or dad. I'm sorry, y'all forgetting if y'all remember, correct me. And they were attacking him and he ended up being killed in the process. They pretend as if Obama was seeking out an American citizen to kill him. That's how they treat it. And it's just not that simple. And yes, we were in wartime. He attacked a freaking traitor to the country. Like, what are we talking about?
So this talking point is extremely disingenuous. And I've never heard of this one.
Yeah, it's not an honest interpretation of the situation. Wow. It's just not. It's like it's sad, but it's not like as simple as they try to make it seem. Like, oh, Obama put out a drone missile to kill an American citizen. That's not what happened.
And keep in mind, this is the guy that just said, "Don't make me defend the Republican Party."
Exactly. It's like, oh my god, and that's one of their talking points.
Wow.
Favor the war in Iran?
Absolutely not. And Barack Obama killed a 16-year-old American citizen who was at a civilian restaurant in Yemen.
We can play
These are
this
all
game.
bad
We can
things.
be like, oh, well, both parties are pretty bad. But like, we have to, when they go to the ballot office, when I go to the ballot office as a voter, I have to actually put in a vote. I have to decide Democrat or Republican or throw my vote away and vote for some third party.
Libertarian.
Right? If I'm picking between those and there's one candidate who just brought us into a war in Iran, is causing this massive conflict, tons of human suffering, that's foreign. That's foreign policy. Domestically, we see ICE attacks on American citizens. We see 56 people dying in ICE detention camps in just a singular year. You compare that to under Obama, the deporter-in-chief. Across 8 years, 52 people died. Way, way, way fewer. What we're seeing is dangerous conditions domestically. Way more people are dying, right? We have a lot of this like qualitative discussion. You bring up a lot of anecdotes, but if you actually like quantify the number of deaths that are occurring through these authoritarian mechanisms, it's very, very clear that when I vote, I'm choosing the lesser of two evils and voting Democrat.
Let's talk about a few structures of authoritarianism. We'll go with 2016, and you brought up Donald Trump subpoenaing these journalists. So we'll get broad on this one. In 2016, Gizmodo published an article that Facebook had been suppressing news and information from conservative outlets. This is Gizmodo. They're a progressive outlet. In fact, I worked for the company that owned them, and I was a Bernie supporter in 2016. And so agreeing with this reporting and knowing the reporters behind it, I reported this. NBC News, all of these major institutions then claimed I was a right-wing conspiracy theorist. Let me finish. For claiming that these things happened that they reported on. Then what we learned is that under Obama, under Obama and under Biden, and don't get me wrong, this was under Trump as well, there was an active effort from the FBI. They were given a backdoor access to Twitter and Facebook to remove content that they thought objectionable to the government. And it was not done at the behest of Trump or for his benefits, but to the benefit of those who had been defending him in the press. So notably myself, who was calling out these censorship practices, I was falsely slandered and maligned by the media over this. These are institutions. Now, when you say that Donald Trump is mad at them, I agree. Subpoenaing journalists depending on the issue can be bad. But to see that from Obama through Trump and into Biden, they were actively given access. This is a violation of the Fourth Amendment.
Tim,
it's a violation of the First Amendment.
We're missing something really important.
Okay, but did he not? Okay, let's just grant him what he just said though. Did he not just say even Trump is accused of doing the same thing as well? Didn't he just accuse Trump of doing the same thing? So what the fuck is the point of him bringing this up?
Is that because the prompt is the implication is that one side is doing this. That's the implication.
So why would you, if that's the implication, then why would you agree that Trump did it as well? Why would you agree then?
Exactly.
It's like he's trying to fight hard to be a moderate, but it's not working. This is why they had to change the title.
Exactly.
We're lumping together all of these different types of sort of suppression of speech, but there's a fundamental difference. When we see like left-leaning suppression of speech, often that happens from like a bottom up, where you see somebody taking an action.
No, I gave you a specific example of the Biden administration going to a major big tech company, giving them specific instructions to remove people who are saying naughty words.
We saw that in the context of COVID, where vaccination was really, really important.
That's authoritarianism.
1,000 lives were saved by vaccines. We have a really strong.
You can give me every reason for why you want to be an authoritarian. They always have a reason, and saving lives is always one of them.
There's a fundamental difference between suppressing free speech on, say, the war in Iran, where there's really bad stuff going on and we need to talk about it, and say spreading vaccine misinformation. In the U.S., we've had really long.
You have a moral opinion on the differences of importance. That's fine.
Clear and present danger test is
but we're talking about authoritarianism has many different reasons. Did you think that all the tyrants of the world never gave a reason as to why they needed absolute authority? They always did, and they always do. And even today,
I just love how like it's
so
just
when Biden's administration said
this is just so funny because this is so much more applicable to Republicans who accept it.
Yep.
Like they always go to the Twitter and Facebook shit for COVID, and it'd be like, bro, y'all were lying about the vaccine, and this is costing people's lives. Like he'd be like, yeah, they always got an excuse and it's saving lives, bro. We saw people were dying. People that didn't get vaccinated were dying. It's not like just a guessing game, bro.
And it's so funny because when you call them out on that, when you say, you know, well, there were a lot of people spreading misinformation and lying. Well, why don't you want misinformation to be out there? Huh? What the fuck?
They're like, we need as many voices. No, bro. No. Every voice don't need to be in every room, bro. I will never agree to that. And at the same time, like, I'm not a free speech absolutist like some of these people claiming. I don't know if he claims that, but you know me, I have a hot take. I do think that this needs to be a strong level of censorship on the internet. I don't care. Like, I don't like the idea that just because you have the freedom to say what you want, everybody should let you just say whatever you want. I don't agree with that. So I don't agree with you getting online, lying to people, saying stuff that's not true, especially at the expense of people's lives. And clearly people don't know how to decipher reality from falsehoods. So no, don't just let people say and do whatever because of free speech. Like, get the fuck out of here. Y'all believe in the Second Amendment, right? But you don't believe that everybody should just be able to have a freaking rocket launcher in their home, do you? There's a limit to all these things. Like, there's a limit to all of these things. Like, stop pretending like it's just no limit because it's free speech or whatever.
I mean, and just because you can say something, it doesn't mean that you should say it. Like,
and that too. Right.
Information kills, we will silence you. That's authoritarianism. You can argue that you agree with it, but still is authoritarianism. How about we can use Cuomo in New York as an example? He shut down churches in violation of the First Amendment, and when he was sued and lost, he issued a secondary executive order changing the words to keep the churches closed. That is authoritarianism. And you right now defending it is my point. I have no problem saying Trump should not go after journalists, but you seem to have a problem saying the Democratic administrations should not be doing what they're doing as well.
Okay, pause. You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
Yeah.
If you'd like to be the next debater, please get to the chair in 3, 2, 1.
I don't think this is a very good setting for Tim Pool at all. I don't know why he agreed to do this.
Because he has to stick to a topic.
Yeah.
Long distance from that.
You made it. I'm surprised you made it.
So one of the key parts about authoritarianism is influence over elections. And we've seen that throughout the history of right-wing and left-wing, the right-wing side of this country has constantly been election deniers. Famously, Trump tried to find votes in Georgia to win the 2020 election. And now we're seeing that they're claiming voter fraud in the city of Los Angeles mayor's race.
Well, can I ask you a question? How many presidential elections in the last 20 years were denied by Democrats?
Oh my God.
Denied by Democrats?
Yeah, but mainstream members of Congress going on the floor.
This is so dishonest. We're denied by Democrats, bro.
Also, what does he mean when he says denied by Democrats? What specifically?
Like, I bet you he's just gonna say got challenged to some extent, like in the smallest way.
What is he about to say? Like recounts?
Yeah, he probably gonna go to George Bush, Gore, and then Hillary didn't challenge it. Like,
okay, but you know what?
I don't.
Nobody on the left has ever said, "Yeah, they most definitely won that election," but you know, they stole it from us. I've never heard that rhetoric.
Or cause Jay. Why would he even say that when he know January 6th is just right there? I
have no idea.
Or rejecting it?
None.
All of them.
Do you see the Democratic Party trying to create an alternate?
Let me go back.
Wait, he said all of them. He said
elections in the last 20 years were denied by Democrats.
Okay, last 20 years.
Denied by Democrats?
Yeah, but mainstream members of Congress going on the floor, rejecting it.
None.
All of them.
Okay.
Do you see the Democratic
First
Party?
of all, let's say that's true. Excuse me. It's not comparable, but read the fact check.
After George W. Bush 2000 victory, Al Gore pursued Florida recount litigation and conceded 36 days after Election Day on December 13th. Once the Supreme Court halted the recount in 2005, Senator Barbara Boxer and Rep. Stephanie Tubbs Jones made a formal objection to Ohio's electoral votes over alleged irregularities, which both chambers rejected after John Kerry had conceded. Following Trump's 2016 win. Hillary. You know what? The word
stuff is just
conceded,
not comparable.
It's not. That word conceded is very important in
John
that fact.
Kerry conceded, Al Gore conceded. It's just like, bro. And again, he's challenged. Challenged is doing a lot of heavy lifting.
Bro. That's why I said, what does he mean by challenge? Because none of these people fucking threw an insurrection.
Trying to create an alternate slate of electors to actually try and
that's a different argument.
Exactly.
Certainly a different argument. No, that was in, I think that would have been 1960, but certainly not in the last 20 years.
He's talking about that
we can completely
Hawaii
agree Trump's
shit.
efforts in 2020 were substantially different from, say, a handful of members of Congress and high-profile personalities coming out and saying the election is illegitimate. But I will say, while it is not particularly mainstream, there actively are groups across social media that believe the election was stolen. Just go on threads for a few minutes. Tons of progressives arguing the election was stolen.
Tons of
Why are you progressive versus the president? He talking about there's tons of progressives. Bro, we're talking about the president. The progressives can be authoritarian, sir. We don't have no power. Authoritarianism is the people at the top, right?
Yep.
Consolidating power. Why are you talking about people that believe something? We're talking about the president.
Like I said,
why?
bro,
This is stupid.
Tim Pool looks fucking crazy right now.
I agree with that actually.
So look, so you're talking about the right versus the left. Overall, again, we are talking about the overall picture here. Where is the majority of this coming from?
Let me ask you a question. You mentioned California.
Right.
I want to ask you a question. Let's say there's an election that takes place, and a ballot comes in 3 days after that election. It's signed with a picture of Mickey Mouse, and it's hand dated. Do you think that's
he let him?
So guess what? In California, when you don't have a correct signature, you can do this thing called ballot hearing, where you take that ballot back to the voter and you say, "Is this really you?" And you have to get that signature again. But I don't think they registered with the Mickey Mouse signature.
Well, that's actually legal in California. In fact, the example given, I think, in Santa Barbara is a Kirby Star image. Now, the challenge with this is, and that's why I'm not a fan of the fraud.
Oh, Jesus Christ. The Santa Barbara Mickey Mouse signature claim traces to a rhetorical comment by a local Republican official about in-person polling place sign-in sheets, not evidence that a ballot with a cartoon signature was accepted. He is actually fucking stupid. Oh my gosh.
God. Either stupid or dishonest.
One of the two. Jesus Christ.
The same Santa Barbara cop review ultimately found no voter fraud. So this is pointless. This is so pointless.
Wow.
He just made it up.
Republicans. Just stop saying fraud. This is legal in California. In California, you can draw a picture of Kirby Star in any manifestation. Now, the problem is signatures are supposed to be unique to an individual because they would be falsifiable. Meaning, I've never seen your signature before. How can I match it? But if you sign up, if you register to vote with a picture of Kirby, anyone in the world can draw the picture of Kirby. So in California, the challenge that
but not everybody has the same name, the same social security.
No, but the point is, if a ballot is received by a homeless shelter, anyone can fill it out and draw a picture of Kirby Star.
So there's a limited number of ballots that sent to registered voters who are registered with the state.
Well, it's universal mail-in voting. And for instance, there was a homeless shelter in Venice Beach that received 185 mail-in votes despite no one living there. And so
because people live on the street have addresses registered to shelters because they don't have anywhere else to get mail.
And so what we've already seen is undercover video showing that activists do go to places like Skid Row and secure voter registration, where in one video, a man who's clearly not a woman says his name is Teresa. Sure, he'll fill it out. Now, the problem is that man will fill this out under the name Teresa. He will sign, he'll put an X, a mark, which is legal in California. The other issue is that ballots can be received. So it gets complicated, but in California, if a ballot is received before the election, it can be hand dated. If it's received after the election, it has to be post dated. However, a ballot can only be rejected if two independent officials can prove beyond a reasonable doubt it has violated one of these tenets. So I do take issue with Republicans saying voter fraud all the time when it's legal to do this in California. But I think if you go to a regular American and say, you ask him this question, and I'll ask you this question: how did Nithya Raman surpass Karen Bass, both Democrats, in mail-in votes only after election day?
Because young people vote later, and Nithya Raman won the young vote.
Well, the truth is that the DSA on their website advocates.
You read, I'm tired.
The Los Angeles chapter of Democratic Socialists of America publishes a how-to ballot delivery guide that instructs volunteers to collect sealed, completed vote-by-mail ballots and return them through DSA LA Canvas leads. The mail or official ballot drop boxes. I read that wrong. The mail or official ballot drop boxes. Critics call this ballot harvesting. The more neutral term is third-party ballot collection or ballot delivery, in which a voter authorizes someone else to return a completed ballot. So nothing wrong with
case
that.
for ballot harvesting, which is legal, and they're allowed to do it. And more power to them. It's very smart.
So do the Republicans. They go to senior centers all across the country and get.
We're going to pause here. You've been voted out by the majority.
Good talking with you.
You go in the chat saying Tim Pool cried about Jubilee making him look stupid. Oh, that's fucking hilarious.
They didn't have to try hard.
No.
Like to be the next debater, please get to the chair in 3, 2, 1.
No contest. Likewise.
Elections, as you were talking about the other person before, I think are sacred. I think elections are sacred, and I believe that they are the most fundamental thing to American values and democracy. We have never seen, ever in American history, the attempt to subvert a free and fair election compared to how Donald Trump and his cronies did on January 6th. And I think that it's absolutely ridiculous to claim that that is somehow comparable to the Biden administration talking to Facebook and certain social media platforms to ban Donald Trump, when social media platforms have been under attack by Donald Trump as well. We had in Florida how the right now chair of the RNC is now pursuing legal action against Facebook, Twitter, et cetera, for banning Donald Trump, which was a decision that they made without Biden's interference.
Well, I don't think arguing like a civil litigation is it's hard to argue civil litigation as a big political issue. If there's a contract violation committed by a company and Trump wants to sue them, certainly if you have the opinion, you don't believe that there's
it's the current RNC chair.
Right.
That's
My argument is
pursuing like regulatory action against them for banning Donald Trump.
Right. So these are civil issues, and the challenge is I don't know the facts. You don't know the facts.
You don't think civil issues can be political?
They certainly can. The point I'm making is that sometimes companies do bad things, and we need regulatory bodies to go after them. And I'm in favor of that. But the question is, are the Republicans bad for doing it? Honestly, I don't know because I don't know the underlying issues of the case. Maybe they are, maybe they're not.
So I'll bring up another instance. I mean, in Massachusetts, for example, we just had 2 Republicans who were running for attorney general and lieutenant governor who were literally faking signatures on their ballots. Literal dead people who, and if you look at the papers, they're the same signature down the ballot.
Yeah.
It's the same person, this third party that they hired, who was literally didn't have the same exact handwriting. And they tried
lock them up.
thousands of signatures across Massachusetts were then considered moot because they were literal dead people from all across the state. And those 2 Republicans. Right. And you have, there are countless instances of Republicans, not just Donald Trump, trying to subvert American elections. And I think that is one of the most authoritarian things that anybody in this country can do, is to subvert the free and fair election.
What the fuck? Why is he agreeing?
I keep saying I agree. And then, but again, he says the prompt is embraced it. The right defends all this nonsense, though. Like politicians defend Trump lying. We can't get any nominee for any position right now. All they're hearing is they're saying, who won the 2020 election? Joe Biden was sworn in as the president in 2020.
They can't say it, bro.
None of them answer this question. And now you're talking about as bad what Trump did. Well, who's calling it out? Everybody is supporting it. They all run with it. Nobody on the left is accepting anybody that's illegally voting or trying to, suppress votes or anything of the sort.
Bro, not only are they supporting it, the fucking president pardoned these people.
And then he pardoned everybody that was involved with January 6th, behind the scenes and on the ground.
So if you have common sense, they love to talk about common sense. So if you have common sense, what the fuck does that tell you?
Oh my God.
I think certainly that we have a problem with.
I'm not gonna lie, this is a little rougher to get through than Officer Tatum, low key.
It is. Well, Tim picked some trash prompts too.
Yeah.
So. Ancient political parties. I think the real big picture is here, and I'm not saying this to dismiss your anger over what the Republicans did. You're certainly warranted to believe that. I agree. I think they should go to jail for that stuff. The problem is both political parties are playing this procedural game of trying to steal elections through the procedure instead of convincing people. The Republicans are redistricting in all of these different states.
January 6th was procedure.
I'm talking right now about both parties. Certainly January 6th was a riot, and it was very, very bad. We can't agree on those things. I'm saying that both parties have these procedural efforts to increase their ability to win elections. Right now, Republicans are redistricting.
I fundamentally disagree with that, because Republicans were the ones that voted against a bill to ban gerrymandering federally in the United States. The Republicans were the ones that continuously denied the fact that Joe Biden won the 2020 election free and fair. Democrats have not once, and they've been very consistent on this, on protecting American elections. It's in our name.
Democrats in 2016 accused Donald Trump and his associates of being Russian assets and trying to steal the election.
But why do they keep doing this? Nobody says Donald Trump was involved involved no more. They did an investigation. He wasn't involved. Why do they keep pretending like they act like Russia just wasn't a thing? They act like there was absolutely zero involvement with Russia, and that's not true. So people literally went to jail for their collusion with Russia. It's just the fact that Trump wasn't involved. So why aren't you speaking on that? Don't just act like it didn't happen.
It's just so funny because he's the one to talk about Russia's involvement in anything. That is so funny.
Yeah, that was bold of you to bring up Russia, Tim. That was really bold.
God damn.
That was bold.
To accuse the president of the United States of treason. There was a multi-year investigation that cost tens of millions of dollars that ended up being nothing. That's election denial.
Yeah,
now, I don't think
part,
it's as bad as a bunch
please
of
correct
That's
him.
terrifying and substantially worse. Physical violence. But yeah, I think if you look back at the history of this country, going back decades, it would be a bit naive to say that the political parties aren't doing everything in their power to steal power from each other.
Again, so I mean, I don't want to pivot to Mueller, which in fact also.
When
Mueller passed away, rest in peace, an American hero. Donald Trump literally said, "I'm glad he's dead, and he no longer can hurt innocent people."
I know.
So like again, another instance of Republicans, I would consider threats
throw him out there, brother.
like that.
Throw him out there. When he said that, I said it was disgusting. I mean, it's horrifying. But it doesn't change the fact that Bernie Sanders had the election taken away from him illicitly. I think in 2016, I was fervent for Bernie. He was talking about securing borders because the Koch brothers, industrialists, wanted to bring in cheap labor. He was talking about getting better wages for the working class, supporting unions. And I said, this is the only guys who's speaking to issues for the past 20 years that actually matter to working class American people. And what did the Democrats, absolutely, and what did the Democrat Party do? They used super delegates to make sure he could not win.
Okay, so first off, actually, I'm a big fan of Bernie myself, so I guess it's something you could be on there. I will say that if you as a supporter of Donald Trump, I find it kind of ironic that you believe in anything closely related to Bernie Sanders. I'll give you a few examples.
9 million people who are Democrats voted for Donald Trump in 2016.
Yeah, and I
what
also
the
say
fuck they got to do with you?
Like millions of people, I think it was a couple of million in West Virginia, your state, that voted for Bernie Sanders in the primary and then had to switch to Donald Trump. I criticized my own party for that, and I think that was wrong. My point is not that the Democratic Party has never, ever used something or participated, I would say, in bad faith in elections. My point is that we see consistently from Republicans, like consistently over and over again. Again, I think that's like both parties are all bad. You literally had Donald Trump try to subvert the election.
It's just not. It's not both parties. It's just not. Everything is not both sides.
Head to the chair in 3, 2, 1.
That's how they love to paint shit.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it.
So yeah, you're not gonna have me defending the Democratic Party. I mean,
let's go.
Like a lot of people,
and I don't want to defend Republicans.
We're moving towards fascism on both sides. I do want to bring up two unique things that Trump has done that no one has ever done in United States history. So two is suing a pollster for a poll he didn't like in the state of Idaho, and I think the biggest issue is the Israel issue. Yeah. So you have someone like Trump who sold TikTok to Larry Ellison, and he also owns CBS News.
Oh yeah, Paramount entirely.
Right. I think we both agree that's just not good. Where you give someone a media apparatus, and a social media apparatus like TikTok.
These things worry me for sure. I think where we're going to agree with like Democrat and Republicans is the issue of Israel, particularly. Yes. If we're talking about authoritarianism, this is why I say like don't make me defend Republicans. Like there's some things I will, but the Democratic Party and Republican Party, I feel like as an establishment largely align with each other, and then there are these like lesser issues that divide. And I think when you look at TikTok, I'll tell you this: the TikTok was sold explicitly because of Israel.
Right.
So the story is this. Initially, Republicans were very mad about TikTok because it seemed to promote progressive content, progressive ideology. Republicans had been banned. People supporting Trump had been banned. So the Republicans come out and say, we gotta ban TikTok.
I was about to say, was that true?
That's not true. And even the Israel thing, I don't think that's true either. It didn't get so because of Israel. No, that's not true.
And honestly, isn't it like the opposite now? Isn't there a lot of like
right-wing content? When Larry Ellison actually does own it now. You wasn't suppressed. It was like they just say shit that most platforms wouldn't allow you to say.
And
but
TikTok has always been very strict.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, and it still is to an extent. It's still kind of strict. But yeah, you weren't banned off TikTok just because. No.
Yeah. Not yet, Oda Dread, not yet.
Democrats said no, but then something changed. After October 7th, we saw the rise of kind of critical of Israel and supportive of Palestine. All of a sudden, the Democrats are like, you know what? Now we agree with Republicans and we've got to ban TikTok. And then Trump comes out and says, no, we're not going to ban it, which he does not have the authority.
Why would it just be? So it's just overnight. It was like October 7th happened. Well, all this Israel support or whatever the hell he said. Like these people are such liars, bro. This is ridiculous. This is so stupid.
But again, this is the moderate speaking.
Yes.
To do. The bill was passed. It was signed by the president. When Trump came in office, he was supposed to initiate that ban. But instead, what did he do? He sold it to a supporter of his to change the structure of that content to benefit his worldview, which does align largely with many establishment Democrats.
Yeah, I agree. And, you have him sanctioning the ICC, the prosecutors.
They're going to get dude out of there. He agreeing too much.
You have, Russia and China that don't want to participate in the Western system. This is why. Then you have France, that's that's trying to get away from the tech companies, because our own politicians in those that legislation, they put that they were that any country that has these databases will be forced to give the data to them.
I think if it's not a singular issue of Donald Trump. Like clearly the Democrats
gotta pee
in the cheering on of the banning of TikTok because of its content. And so
Maybe,
I think that
or
just
you
shows
see
that
the
military
shaking,
in this, elite circle of whatever the military-industrial
stressed
complex,
out.
or big banks and all these wealthy groups. They're interested in similar things.
No, yeah, I agree.
We're gonna pause here. You've been voted out by the majority.
Well, you got
shit.
nice meeting.
He wasn't doing shit.
If you'd
That's
like to be the
Charlie.
next debater, please get to the chair in 3, 2, 1.
Nice to meet you.
Gotta say, I'm not a fan of either party, to be honest.
Let's go.
Same boat as you on that one.
Yeah.
The left embracing authoritarianism. Right now, that they don't have the House, they don't have the Senate, they don't have the White House, they don't have a majority in the Supreme Court. If these guys are authoritarian, they're the crappiest authoritarians I've ever seen. They got to go back to authoritarian school and learn how to be authoritarian.
Agreed.
Well, or how to win. Right, losing, you can still be an authoritarian. Like Nazis lose power, but they're still Nazis.
Well, they're losing at all levels. They're losing everywhere.
Yeah, the Republicans crushed them. And I think
Doesn't mean they're authoritarians, though.
Well, no, I mean you can be an authoritarian and lose, right?
Okay, so there's 3 actual elements that we need to talk about authoritarianism. One is dismantling institutions. One is eliminating your opponent and suspending elections.
Those are
What
very
are you
specific
what are
ways
you an
to some
authority
point.
over if you don't
If you
have any
lose.
power?
Yeah, that's why I'm confused.
I don't.
No, that doesn't make any sense. Because
Yeah.
how can you be authoritarian?
And then he said the Nazis, when they lose, they're still Nazis. Yeah, they're still Nazis, but if they don't have power, they're not authoritarian as well.
Right.
I like I get if you can't exercise it, I don't know how you can claim it, but whatever.
I don't know.
Authoritarians.
I haven't seen those elements present within the left at all.
Donald Trump was arrested several times.
With exception of one.
Because he
That
committed
was the
crimes.
opposition. I didn't see it, but it was-
Why do they always do that? They just act like Trump just got arrested for the hell of it.
For
Like,
nothing, for the
I
hell
feel
of
like
it.
they
If you
just gonna-
commit crimes, you get arrested. I'm sorry.
You
It is
can
what it is.
you can disagree with the because they be like, oh, this was a bullshit crime they indicted him or convicted him on. It's like you can feel that way, but it's legitimate. It's not like illegit. It's still on the books.
Agreed.
Donald Trump several times and then tried to get a constitution. They filed a suit in the Supreme Court to get Trump banned from being able to run.
I don't remember that, but I do remember some guy at a rally going,
A group of 6 Colorado voters filed a 2023 state court lawsuit seeking to remove Donald Trump from Colorado's 2024 Republican primary ballot under the 14th Amendment insurrection clause. Fair. It was not initially. It wasn't even filed in the U.S. Supreme Court and did not directly seek a nationwide ban on his candidacy. Shut the fuck up, Temple. He's just talking. He's just doing this. Shut up.
Oh my God.
I haven't seen the fact check be on his side once.
Yet.
Once. And that's crazy because even when we watched Officer Brandon Tatum, the fact, even though there were caveats, the fact check was at least on his side a little bit.
Yeah, and then the only one that was on his side, it really wasn't on his side. It was just more clear about the challenging of the votes. It's like, but you know what we talking about when we talking about challenging the votes.
Right.
Like, come on.
Yeah, Tim is really he's really screwing himself over here.
But it's so crazy how some of first of all, I feel like the people that used to be on Jubilee, like even if I disagree, they could debate a little bit. Michael Knowles can debate. Ben Shapiro. Now we're getting Tim Pool, Dave Rubin, Tatum. Like all these niggas is like stupid as shit. And I think it is like, why are y'all embarrassing y'allself like this? Like
I don't know. And like I said, I wouldn't be comfortable in putting myself in a situation like this.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yeah, you kind of do have to know your shit to be the one person. Like,
yes.
I get Dean, I get that. Like I said, I even understood Ben Shapiro, Lila Rose, the pro-life woman. She's very good at debating pro-life.
Yeah.
Who else? You know what I'm saying? Sam Cedar. These people can hold their own in debates. But now first of all, the right wing doesn't have good debaters in general, in my opinion. But even when Candace Owens went on there, she did bad. So it's just like the right they have to lie. So it's just this just doesn't work for them. They have to lie. So this just doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
Candace Owens doing bad, which you're right. I agree. She did terrible, but it's just so funny because she looked better than Andrew Wilson during their debate.
Man, I don't know.
Optically,
yes. Optically, but.
Lock her up. Who was that person again? I forget. All right, it was the same guy who weaponized the DOJ against all his political opponents, or deployed the National Guard to beat down on protesters, deployed ICE to terrorize families and tear apart communities.
Wait, hold on. The Colorado Supreme Court ruled that Trump was ineligible for the presidency and could not appear on the state's primary ballot, but Trump appealed. In Trump v. Anderson, the U.S. Supreme Court unanimously reversed. And whose Supreme Court is it? Holding that the states cannot enforce Section 3 of the 14th Amendment against candidates for federal office. That enforcement authority belongs to Congress. Yeah, and they tried to fight it, but that's the problem. He shouldn't have been able to run, but here we are.
Agreed. That it's just so fucking funny, man.
Launch and Save Act to try and just put voter suppression tactics in place so we could steal an election. Imprison protesters for 10 years for marching down the streets. I think Cowboys to stand back and stand by. I'm ready to mobilize you to launch another insurrection. Let's go. Who is that guy again?
If you'd like a soapbox, we can set one up for you. But if you want to have a conversation, I'm sitting right here.
Go for it. I think the position is indefensible, but I'd love to hear your take. Go for it.
Well, you're allowed to not like Trump. He's done a lot of bad things. Thank you. Now, we were talking about the Democratic Party, the things they've done, and I think, and I'm not saying this specifically, but I think there's many things that you're ignorant of the Democratic Party has done. You talk about suppression of their political opponent. Well, yeah, they sued so that Trump could not run for office. They tried to claim he was an insurrectionist. He was ineligible. He was arrested several times. They arrested his lawyers. Now, by all means, every authoritarian makes the argument they're justified in their use of authoritarian tactics to remove their political opponents.
Actually committed crimes.
It's so ridiculous. So if you want to accuse Jenna Ellis, for instance, of doing something wrong because she drafted a letter arguing on Trump's behalf, that's authoritarianism. By all means, you can say she was wrong to do it. She's a criminal, but we are seeing.
Real quick, Sam asked if just Pearly things. Has she been on Jubilee yet? No,
that would be embarrassing.
That would be very embarrassing. But she did do a debate with
Sean Kelly.
Which I don't know when that's coming out. Hopefully soon. But Logix and I will probably review that one as well.
Yeah, we're probably gonna watch it. He does the same thing in his studio. It's called Outnumbered. He does 1v10, and we're gonna cover it too.
Yeah, because apparently Pearl got ate the fuck up. Do you know when that's probably gonna release?
I think those turnaround is like 3 weeks ish turnaround. And they just did it. So
okay.
When you start going after people's lawyers, by all means, tell me you think she's a criminal and deserves it, and I will tell you the people of this country now stand in fear that Democrats are going to arrest them if they engage in illegal practices.
We're gonna pause here.
These say legal or illegal practices.
I think he said legal. Let me go back.
Because they don't.
Tell me you think she's a criminal and deserves it, and I will tell you the people of this country now stand in fear that Democrats are going to arrest them if they engage in illegal practices.
We're gonna pause here.
Who got arrested for illegal practice?
My next surrounded claim is that the United States is tracking towards a civil war.
This is probably the most dumb one.
Yeah, this is such a stupid prompt.
We Todd Ed. This is bad. This is a dumb prompt.
It's not interesting.
No,
it's unfalsifiable. It's just like
how are you gonna defend this? And also, can you imagine if we were watching this at normal speed?
I'll die.
Yeah.
Be the first debater. Please head to the chair in 3, 2, 1.
God damn, the whole room.
So listen, I think that we are getting closer towards a peak of civil unrest in this country. And in all honesty, I'm going to blame people like you. This entire time, we kind of blur the line between what separates you and person.
Hey, okay. I'm not gonna lie. I do like true. It is true.
No, I like David. I was like, damn.
I gotta go back. I gotta see if he fucking shook. What's his name, man? Jake Lang. I gotta see.
It would be on the Unfuck America's Instagram, I believe.
I'm gonna look at that up while he talks.
But I mean, this is a stupid prompt, but that was a that was a good answer. That was a good response.
I mean, it's because of people like you. Not wrong.
Like me and everybody in the circle. The truth is you don't agree. On your show, you have 5 white supremacists around you and 1 liberal lawyer talking about why we should protect the Constitution. On Twitter, you're mentioning the Civil War and why we need to have a Civil War. 24/7. No, you've said Civil War numerous times. Slates of screenshots over the last 4 years alone.
Saying that there will
talking
be
about shooting ivermectin up your ass.
I've never
all the time.
I've never advocated for ivermectin.
You
have literally
you're the reason we're getting
trusted. You've never used Google. I've never advocated for ivermectin, not once.
In fact, I've never used Google. Wait. Did he just say I've never used Google?
Let's go back because that's what it fucking sounded like.
I've never advocated for ivermectin. You have literally no idea what you're talking about. You've not done any research and you've never used Google. I've never advocated for ivermectin, not once. In fact, I've never used ivermectin. I said no, you shouldn't use it. So if you want to make things up, you want to just waste time, then we can waste time. But if you have an argument, so if you agree with me on the issue, but you don't like me, then we can agree.
I think you're responsible.
That's fine. You can get an individual like you're. If you agree,
you just don't want to finish. You agree. You so mistrust the United States
institutions. Blame me all you want, and then we can agree and you can leave.
You just want to run away from the conversation?
Are you here to dispute my claim or agree with it?
I think you're responsible.
That's fantastic. Thank you, and have a nice day.
You don't want to hear why you're responsible?
It doesn't matter because you're here to dispute my claims, right?
It doesn't matter. You don't. All of a sudden you want to stick to the definition of your claim when it comes to just about everything.
Are you supposed to agree with me and sit here and agree?
You're not going to stop talking, are you?
Are you going to sit here and agree with me?
Control yourself. You're like 50 years old.
You're going to agree with me?
Calm down.
You come down.
I don't agree. I disagree with everything.
You make fake claims.
Of course I do. If anybody's doing something,
never advocated for ivermectin. In fact, I argued with Joe Rogan on his show.
I'm about to say, when is she going to jump in? Because goddamn,
ridiculous.
Shit.
You know what's
on Joe Rogan's show against ivermectin?
David, can you please address the claim?
I think America is getting closer to civil war, and it's all because of people like Tim Pool.
Thank you for agreeing with me. Have a nice day.
Yeah, you're a coward, bro.
Well, if you don't agree with me, why you're here.
Okay, so I don't know. I wouldn't have agreed with him
That's the it's like technically Tim is right. Like you don't sit there if you agree. So it's like I get what David wanted to do, but it's kind of like it was too clip thirsty. It's like he wanted to get a moment, and it's like I get it, but let a moment come naturally, because it's like y'all talked over each other the whole time, and I think Tim caught on and was trying to prevent him from getting a clip off on him. Because yes, if you agree, don't sit down.
Right.
But David just wanted to say like you're the reason, and it's like you could have got there maybe some other way. I don't know.
Oh, he for sure shook this motherfucker's hand, by the way.
Oh, you found it?
Yep. Nope. Sorry. Can't fuck with David. I'm sorry. I can't.
You know what happened? Somebody probably was like, you shouldn't have did that. So this was his opportunity to try to make up. But Tim isn't as egregious as somebody like Jake.
Absolutely not. At least Temple's not a fucking white supremacist.
Yeah.
I'm good.
David's young though. He's like 19, bro. So
I didn't know he was so young.
Yeah, he's like 19, I think. I'm not gonna hold it over his head forever because of his age.
All right. Yeah.
So,
sure.
but it's like I think he did that because people got on his ass about Jake. That's probably what happened.
Potentially.
That's probably what happened. So this was his opportunity, but it's too late.
That's still crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy though. But the dichotomy is crazy.
Doing research before you come to a place like this.
If you'd like to be the next debater, please head to the chair in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back.
Damn.
Good to see you again.
Great to see you again.
Yeah.
First time we talked about this was in 2019, so it's been quite a while.
I think it was
since
before
we've
that.
Calling for Civil War.
I never called for Civil War.
Or not calling for.
Wait, that didn't help.
Said that we're
He said, I've been saying it before that. Actually, like, so you just been saying this shit for just years and years and years.
Exactly. Yes. I didn't even know that Tim Pool talked about a fucking Civil War for this month,
bro,
at this capacity.
Oh, are you looking at it or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you type it in with his shit, bro. He say that shit all the time.
And what was the citation I had for when I said that?
I would love you.
It was The Atlantic. Okay. And it was a journalist who interviewed several national security experts who said that there's a range of opinions in the national security space that the U.S. is trending towards a civil war. Notably, that when you cite people like Stephen Marsh, journalist, as well as Barbara F. Walter, former CIA, the U.S. academics describe the period that we're in as civil strife, meaning there's a criteria of death that has occurred for political reasons over the past year or years, for which the next phase would be civil war. However, tracking towards it, I've not said that it will happen, although there have been many people who have said that we are in a cold civil war or some kind of cultural civil war. I always caveat, because I don't actually have a strong prediction.
First of all, you do have a strong prediction if you've been saying this since 2019. There's 42. People can look this up. There's 42 of your titles that have the word Civil War in it. Correct. With big fonts on the front.
I sure do.
So why is that? It's sensationalist. It's easy to get clicks on that. There's a reason why you say it, because it's very profitable for your business.
But we have 1,600 episodes of just IRL.
There comes a point where people stop taking your prediction seriously.
Are you going to make an argument, or are you mad at me?
I'm not mad at you.
Okay, then let's make an argument about whether or not we are tracking. No. If you're making an argument, you don't like my thumbnails, or you don't, you say my name over and over again.
I'm saying that you say bullshit in order to get money. But let me ask you a question.
Let me ask you a question.
I will agree with you that there's increased polarization. I would attribute a lot of that to people being specifically online.
Let me ask.
There's a lot less interaction with people that are in different camps.
Let me ask you a question.
But you're going to sit here and tell me that we're way more polarized than fucking Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr, who like shot each other with their disagreements. You're going to tell me that Andrew Jackson, who's the sitting president,
you want a conversation, or are you going to be angry? Why was Aaron Danielson shot in the chest twice?
Sorry.
Why was Aaron Danielson shot in the chest twice?
I'm not disagreeing that political violence is taking place.
Answer the question. You say Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr, but I'm going to ask you a question about an assassination. You defer.
You can say that.
Let me ask you a question.
Every fucking year, and it doesn't.
He didn't defer. He just agreed with him. I'm confused. It's so weird, and I hate when debaters do this. Like, even if you agree with them, they still want you to answer the question directly.
Yeah, he seems like he's just hella agitated.
Yeah,
because I don't even think Mason's trying to be difficult. I think he's just trying to lay the groundwork of his argument.
I agree, and I think he's still probably a little annoyed by David. This emotion is carrying over into this conversation right now, which is kind of funny.
I never said there was.
Let
me ask you a question.
Or if it does happen, you say, "See, I've had it all."
Let me ask you a
question. You do the same thing as like the Christian rapture people who say that the rapture's coming every fucking year.
Do you want a soapbox? Do you want me to get you a soapbox?
It's really easy. It's really easy to do what you do. It's really easy to do what you do. Like you literally just say, "The Civil War is happening next year."
When the fuck did he put on a beanie? Yo, wait a minute. I looked away for a second. When did he put on the beanie? When the fuck did he do that?
It's coming every year.
You want a soapbox? You want me to get you a soapbox?
It's really easy to do what you do. It's really easy to do what you do.
When the fuck did that happen?
The beanie was a nice touch. I will give it to him. That was fucking funny.
Oh, bro, I don't like it. I don't like it.
Which part?
The fact that he came there to do, like, he clearly was planning this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah. The fact that he already had it geared
like
up
you,
in his pocket.
came like, so you know the prompts. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know the prompts. So it's like he knew what he was gonna get up there to do, and he kind of like forced the situation to go left so he could pull out his hat.
But see, I disagree. I don't think he forced the situation to go left. I think it was already going left.
But he had the hat. He knew that he wanted to get under Tim's skin. He knew that he was going to pull the hat out at some point.
But there's no way that he could have predicted that Tim would be this annoyed during this conversation. That's what I'm
true.
saying.
But I think just the prop in general, I think just having a prop is just kind of like...
I'll give it to him. It's funny because I was like, when the fuck did he pull that out?
If this show was about getting jokes off,
okay, all right, Mr. Debater, you're right.
I'm sorry, it's just it's kind of to me. The problem is if people start doing this more, it's going to turn into, first of all, people already hate Surrounded. But a lot of people like don't like what they're doing. So like if it turns into, I'm going to try to get my shit off on you so I can get the moment, and it's like then it's gonna just diminish the show generally. So you know,
okay. I mean, I understand. I understand what you're saying because now it's. People could perceive it as people are going to come on this show to like seek moments like this.
Yeah.
I understand.
Going forward, it's like, okay, if we let this stuff slide, now people are not even going to be. I want to see a real debate. I really want, even though this ain't the best format, like I do want to see people present arguments and get them debunked. And so I didn't want it to further come like I'm come with a prop so I could get this shit off on you. It's just,
you don't want it to be a circus.
Yeah, and people already think it's a circus as is, you know. So it's like it'll be more of a, you know.
Okay, no,
to be fair, I think Tim Pool did terrible reacting to this situation too. This was not this didn't make him look any better. So it's like, what's good, fatty? Shout out to you.
Nah, he walked off like a baby. I mean, there could have been like, I don't know, dozens of ways that he could have handled this better. Like instead of just walking off like a bitch.
I would think it would even be better if you set him up for like a dunk verbally. I think it's better than a prop. Like if you had like set him up for a verbal dunk, it would have been better than busting out a prop to do a little skit. Like I don't know.
Like you literally just say, Civil War is happening next year. Civil War is happening next year. It's coming. Make sure you subscribe to Timcast. Continue to watch my videos, please. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on.
I see.
It's cringe.
All right. Okay. I see what you mean. Like it was. He's overdoing it now because if he just put the beanie on and didn't say anything else, I would have thought it was more funny. Honestly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Instagram. It's easy to do what you do, bro.
Nobody's actually had a debate yet. Are we gonna actually talk about whether it will or will not happen? I mean, sounds like it's gonna.
But this is nobody probably want to debate it because it's a terrible prompt.
It's stupid. Like I don't even understand. Like I can't. Like how I don't know how he's going to defend it. Like he hasn't had a chance yet, really, to be fair. But I still don't understand.
2, 1.
Welcome. Nice to meet you. Hey, nice to meet you.
I think we are being constantly fueled by the people that are already in charge, that are up on top, that are already wealthy, and that already have power over the entire government. Donald Trump has 8 billionaires in his administration, including himself. You see his sons profiting, you see his friends profiting, you see everyone in close ties with him profiting. They're not going to give up this power. I don't think we're on the verge of a civil war. I think we're due for a revolution. Well, and I hope that's peaceful. I hope that's not violent. I hope we change.
This is fantastic. No, I appreciate this. Can I ask you some questions? Yeah. Do you believe that Donald, and I'm not trying to accuse you of believing this, but do you think that Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do.
Do you think that there are Nazis in his administration?
In his administration? Yeah.
Do you think that I mean, how do you feel about them using the military to go after undocumented migrants in this country?
I think it is an unnecessary use of force when we should be targeting violent criminals that have come into this country illegally. That should be the sole focus. When 70% of detainees in ICE custody do not have a criminal conviction, we're wasting resources and trying to use a show of militaristic.
As of, I don't know why this got a fact check, but as of July.
No, they backing up what he's saying.
Okay. As of July 11th, 2026, Trick's analysis of ICE data found that 46,436 of 65,765 people in ICE detention. 70.6% had no U.S. criminal conviction. That is insane. Honestly, I thought it was a little lower than that. I thought it was like 60 something. Either way, it's still egregious.
It's egregious.
Yeah. No conviction does not necessarily mean no pending criminal charge, no prior arrest, or no criminal history outside the United States. It means ICE data did not list a U.S. criminal conviction. Yeah.
Power, which is a huge proponent of fascism.
How do you feel about the death of Renee Good and Alex Preddy?
Unjustified.
Are you going to do anything about it?
I'm going to rally everyone here.
Is rallying going to stop murder?
I don't do this.
Is rallying going to stop the killing?
I annoy my few hundred friends and followers on my Instagram post by reposting news stories.
Do you think rallying will stop the killing?
He's trying to say like there's so much wrong right now with this administration that obviously you're going to end up in a civil war because you think that the president's a fascist and authoritarianism and there's Nazis in his party and you're mad about Renee Good and Alex Preddy. All of that is going to make you going to go out there and start a civil war. That's what he's trying to say.
Okay, but does he not think that those criticisms are legitimate though?
Exactly. It's like, wait, that's that too. And it's kind of like, if you agree, if you think, well, I would hope that you think these things are not okay.
Right. As a moderate, I assume he would.
Why isn't that the criticism versus people being upset about it?
Exactly.
What the fuck are we talking about?
What I'm doing here now is trying to show people that they need to speak up, that we're not against each other right and left.
Do you believe speaking up will stop ICE from killing people?
I think speaking up will get us to the right process of voting people in the midterms and in the next election so that we can make changes the constitutional way.
How many people do you think will die between now and then?
Too many. There's already been too many people that have died.
So again, this is largely based off. I don't know if it's.
So wait, are you trying to incite a civil war? No. Do you want a civil war?
I'm asking
so
if you actually believe.
What do you want to do?
Do you want that?
And you're happy that they're killing people?
No.
Okay, so what are you going to do?
I'm going to vote for Trump again.
He's the one that's allowing guys to kill people.
I'm so confused.
Wait, why would he say that if he can't run again? Why would he say that? What is happening?
Why would he say that if he can't run again? And if he agrees, like he said multiple times in this debate that he doesn't like certain things about this administration. So why the fuck would you vote for them again? Why would you vote for Trump again? Even
Bro,
if that was the case?
I think Tim went up here to like troll us because this is I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. How are those a problem with the left leaning to war? Exactly. He's saying that you shouldn't be upset about injustice almost. It's like, or since you're upset about injustice, you should want a civil war, which is why we're going to one. Like,
do you want a civil war or not? He said no, but it doesn't sound that way. Yeah, this one has me confused. This shit, my nigga, I'm kerscuffled. That's not even a real word, but I am kerscuffled. Wow.
I'm going to vote for JD Vance.
As I just said, he's the one not taking accountability.
See, I think there's a distinction here. For one, the claim is meant to be like nonpartisan, but I have, of course, bipartisan views.
Of course.
I like the Trump administration, though they've done a lot of bad things.
And that's fine.
And we can call it those bad things, but I'm going to continue to support it. My point largely is either
What? Chat. Okay, I can't.
I think Tim has turned off his brain. I don't know what's happening.
Did he just say we can call those bad things, but I'll continue to support it? Is that what he just said? There's no way that he just said that.
He said, I'm going to continue to support him. I don't. Everybody got their flag up. I wonder how many people finna run up.
Progressives will stand up against what they perceive as fascism, or fascism takes over.
Which they are
now,
doing.
by all means,
we just had the largest protest in the history of the United States. No peace protest.
We're going to pause here. Thank you. You've been voted by the majority. If you'd like to be the next debater, please head to the chair in 3, 2, 1.
Okay,
so the whole thing about civil war is that I do think that you need some sort of leadership, that is being financially disenfranchised to incentivize a civil war. And we don't really have any strong progressive leaders in office currently that are being meaningfully financially disenfranchised the way slavers were. So I think
you don't. That's the challenge. I think
yes, that is absolutely yes. That
you
is
don't. If you take a look at civil wars in history, we can use the Syrian civil war as an example. It started with a dozen or so disparate factions, largely of locals and various ideologies that ultimately coalesced around one group, either the Free Syrian Army, but then ultimately got taken over.
Right.
So civil wars can be fomented through small factions that bubble up.
Certainly, but I think that you are vastly overestimating the kind of militant capacity of the American left. Like, we truly do not have like a far left in the US that would be willing to take up arms. It is so small.
Yeah.
Furthermore, I do think that technology wise, it's not, it's not an even battle anymore. Like the military, the US military, which is largely conservative and currently, Trump is in charge of them. the technology that they have to track, surveil, to remotely kill people would be absurd. I mean, I guess we could do some sort of guerrilla warfare, but this is American territory. It wouldn't go down like Vietnam, you know, like we know where we are, we know where we're going.
So this is a fantastic point, by the way. And this gets into what's known as the generations of warfare.
Okay.
So the earliest generation of warfare, obviously, is a guy punching a guy. As we got into the 1700s, well, maybe even before then, you get field battles and drums and trumpets, and they refer to this largely as like third generation. Fourth generation is what they refer to as insurgency, terror, guerrilla warfare tactics, which we saw famously people bring up during the American Revolution. Many people refer to the period we're now in as fifth generational warfare. And the question is, what is the purpose of conflict? And it's typically, not always, but to gain control of resources or a political group. Usually it's to gain control of something. And it could be for ideological reasons or economic reasons. What we're witnessing now, which I would say maybe we're not going to have what's called a hot civil war, but remain cold, is the use of information technology for the purpose of controlling populations, like you've described. So in the broader picture, I would argue that what we are seeing now with TikTok and Instagram may actually stop kinetic conflict, which would be people shooting each other.
Yes.
And we may actually just end up with people being brainwashed and, waving Israeli flags or something.
Well, I mean, we're already kind of there. I mean, like Peter Thiel and Elon Musk are, the two most powerful tech dudes, and even Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos to some degree. They're in Trump's pocket, or maybe Trump is in theirs. And there's just, online, there really isn't a way for the left to meaningfully take control, not in a real sense. I think that, yes, the country will continue to get polarized, but will we have a civil war? No.
Pause here. Thank you. You've been voted up by the
I like Charlie.
If you'd like to be the next debater, please head to the chair in 3, 2, 1.
Hello. When January 6th happened, I actually thought we were headed towards a civil war then. I thought, oh my God, this is really bad. And so much so that what ended up happening is that gun sales increased predominantly on the left because they were so afraid of what was going to happen. And we had been seeing documentaries and news networks talking about the far right extremists who were already training with
because
like,
it's not like when you buy a gun, you got to put down your political party. Like, I have no idea.
And things like that were attempting to potentially start a coup. And so if we were talking back then, I would actually agree with you. The reason I disagree with you now is because we don't have a faction of the left that is nearly as violently motivated as the right is. So if we were to talk about a hypothetical civil war, then I would argue the far right would start it, specifically because of what you just said. You said that you would like to re-elect Trump, that you would vote for him for a third time. But you didn't say Vance. You said Trump, right? And I think
he has said Trump like twice.
He said it twice. Yeah, like no.
That was the first correction, wasn't it?
Right? Yeah, it was. Well, no, Vance, sir, you originally said Trump, but I.
Of again, your argument around
and he
the
said Trump
Constitution,
again. So
there is a faction of MAGA that wants him to run again and skirt the Constitution so that MAGA can stay in power. I think in a hypothetical, that would be
Kings.
I agree. True. And so, okay, but people like yourself who continue to spew this type of rhetoric of, is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? I think you want it to happen.
I think you're exaggerating the things that I've said about it. I think that last conversation was
fantastic. Everything that you talked about is online.
So I think I've interviewed national security experts who asked
I feel like they put David there on purpose.
And you have one gentleman saying, yes, and it's my fault.
Why do you feel?
Because
like
he's
behind
so
him?
animated. Yes, and they put him directly behind Tim. It's like we keep seeing all his expressions.
All his expressions and his reactions.
Yeah.
Probably.
You just have to like me. You have to like my opinions or what I do. But I think when you also say that when MAGA wants to elect Trump for a third time, you are correct. They do. And I also agree this is going to create an untenable situation for the country that I don't believe progressives or Democrats will accept. I don't see Trump and his base backing down, and I don't see the left, liberals, Democrats, or otherwise agreeing to back down. It's a simple question. Would anyone in this room sit back as Trump seized a third term in power? I don't think they would do it.
Yeah.
So you can have a fascist take over a revolution, or you can have a civil war.
It's almost as if it's like, I don't know if this is a bad analogy. It probably is. But like, it's almost as if like, what do you think will happen if somebody came in and slaughtered your whole family? You're going to want to kill them, right? It's like, I mean, let's get the killers before I have to do that. Like, it's like he's horny for the Civil War, which is why it's like, you want it because you're not fighting against the reasons these people are upset. You're just saying like, they're doing things and y'all are upset, so you should want to have a civil war.
Correct. Yes, that was well put because I've been trying to really figure out how to like convey this to the chat because I have no idea, but that was beautifully put.
It's just why aren't you as upset as everybody else if he's violating the Constitution, violating people's rights, trying to have an insurrection, trying to run a third time? Why aren't you upset? You're like, y'all are mad at this shit, so start a civil war. What the hell?
Yeah, it sounds, again, you're right. It sounds like he is really advocating for it because why would you say that otherwise then? Like you can't say something like that and say, well, no, I don't want one.
Yeah, because as much as I don't like how shit is, I don't want no goddamn civil war. I don't want that. And I'm not going to be like, we're close to a civil war. We're close to every month. Like, I want to vote these people out. You should want to too, but you're like, I'm going to vote for Trump again. So you want people to be more upset at the person that's causing people to be upset. Okay, whatever.
I still can't believe. What's up, Chantel? I still can't believe that motherfucker said that. Yeah, I'd vote for him again. All right, bro.
This is the case, and I hope to God it's not. Because you know what I prefer? I prefer to watch the soccer match.
I'm even more confused. He said he hopes it's not the case. So what? Logix, what are we doing?
Then why aren't you fighting against it, you fucking idiot, bro?
Right.
And have some chicken wings. I don't want to deal with conflict crisis. I don't like having to live in. I have multiple bodyguards with me today. I have to have people stand outside my house because we got.
Why are you scared of the progressives in here?
I'm not scared of anybody in here. Actually, I think you guys have been absolutely lovely. But there are lunatics. In December of last year, someone drove by my property and opened fire on our buildings. And
you're gonna blame that on the left too?
It was a left-aligned individual who did it, but I mean, I'm not blaming.
How you know?
And I certainly would acknowledge that there are people on the right who engage in violence all the same. What I'm saying is, I don't want you to be in fear of your life. I don't want to be in fear of my life. I prefer this. You guys have been absolutely awesome. We disagree. I mean, that guy really hates me, but I don't want him hurt or anything like that. I don't want to live in a country where people are attacking each other without trying to understand each other.
Right, but the rhetoric that you're spewing is leading towards that. You want Trump again, which means the rhetoric that you're spewing online, the political commentary that you're spewing online.
And wouldn't this be the same logic as you guys are calling Trump a fascist? So that's violent. So wouldn't going out saying like we're gonna have a civil war be leading to violence too?
Yeah, and then you saying I will vote for him again. Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Donald Trump.
Will they? Won't they? Will they? Won't they?
I don't want Donald Trump for a third term. I would prefer, J.D. Vance, maybe Rubio, but
that's still MAGA.
And understand that Trump won the plurality of the vote in 2024, and he has a large support base, despite his polls being very low. He does, and we'll see what happens with the Republican Party in 26 and 28. But you can't just wish away the existence of another political faction with a polarized worldview compared to yours. I do not see a reality where Republicans accept the worldview of the progressives who are gaining ground in multiple places, namely in New York. And I don't see the progressives accepting the Trump worldview as you've described it.
And the reason that we're not going to accept it is because people like you.
And the reason we won't accept
Thank you. We're going to pause here. If you'd like to be the next debater, please head to the chair in 3, 2, 1.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Jeremiah. Okay, so we know that the USA is very resilient, right? We've weathered so much. So we've stayed intact, and we weathered 1968 riots, McCarthyism, what else? Civil rights era,
Civil War.
So, but the thing is, we stayed intact, right? So my thing is that we can have polarizing views, right? But nothing that we're dealing with right now is as intense as anything that I just mentioned, and none of those things led to a civil war. So unless the right plans to enslave the left, how are we going to have a civil war?
So one example that I often say, which I don't know, that a lot of this is probabilistic.
You know what? I would have died laughing if Tim came out and said, "Well, the Civil War didn't start because of slavery." I would have died laughing. I was hoping that he was going to say that.
Right.
Oh my God.
Use Colorado as an example. Colorado allows for abortion up to the point of birth, the woman's discretion, but Oklahoma bans it, and they share a border. So you have a potential for conflict.
In Colorado, no gestational limit. Abortion is legal throughout pregnancy with no state gestational age cutoff. Oklahoma, no elective abortion window. Abortion is generally prohibited throughout the pregnancy, except when necessary to preserve the pregnant patient's life. I mean, yeah, I had no idea about either of those.
In that regard, because if a woman is with a man and she's 7 or 8 months pregnant and she decides to get an abortion in Colorado where it's legal, the state will try to stop her. We have already had an instance where, I'm not sure, it was a southern state, it might have been Mississippi or Alabama, where they attempted to charge a woman with conspiracy to commit abortion by fleeing the state. And so the issue that arises is at the ground level when a man says, "You are taking my child to be murdered," and the woman says, "No, it's a fetus, I'm getting an abortion," and this results in people on the ground traveling between jurisdictions with different laws, which creates a problem.
These people be lying too. They're pretending like if you go to get an abortion at 7 months, they killing the child. After viability, they preserve the life. They do an induction or a C-section. Correct. They don't kill viable babies. No. The only reason you kill babies before viability is because that's the only way to abort the pregnancy. If we could keep cells and grow them in fake wombs, we would do that. But we don't have that technology. The only reason they die is because they have to die to stop the pregnancy. So they keep saying, first of all, and then I don't even know if I believe this anecdote, you're killing my child. And just, ain't no woman having no baby is getting an elective abortion at 7 months, bro.
It's rare. That shit doesn't happen.
Yeah,
and
of course, I won't say that 100%, but yeah, like this is not like
nobody
is.
But if something like that was to happen, it'd be for a medical reason.
Medical reason, right? It's not elective. That's what I'm saying. Like, ain't no woman like, I don't want it no more at 7 months. Like, that's just not happening.
No. You're in it at that point.
Probably don't. But what I'm saying is that if you're saying the nation would fight, we don't even see internal fights within the states, like separate states. I would think that we would see that first before we'd see the nation fight.
Well, we saw in Texas when the Biden administration deployed federal police and the Texas National Guard came, and they were actually in dispute over the concertina wire on the border because Texas doesn't have the constitutional authority to deport. They sent out their state National Guard in defiance.
And we saw that overreach here in California when Trump did that overreaching.
Right, sending the Marines.
But guess what? But the thing is, military hasn't defected.
The claim is that we are tracking towards one, and I think that's an academic claim. Okay, but it's also possible we have a revolution.
What do you mean by tracking? Tracking like in 100 years? Like
no. Tracking means that what we have seen over the past 10 years historically runs parallel to other stories that have culminated in civil war, but don't always. So that's why academics say today's period is called civil strife.
So why would you make this claim?
I'm sorry, I missed it.
I'm gonna go back a little bit.
My bad.
So 100 years? Like
no. Tracking means that what we have seen over the past 10 years historically runs parallel to other stories that have culminated in civil war, but don't always. So that's why academics say
it has run parallel to stories.
But don't always.
But
so
don't
it's like,
always. So why would you make this claim?
So even by your standards, it's possible that it won't happen.
Right.
Because they don't happen.
Okay.
Bro, this man has been debunking himself. That's why they ain't giving him the fact checks for real.
The entire time.
Today's period is called civil strife.
Okay, we're going to pause
civil rights
there.
and civil strife as well.
We're going to pause here. I think you've been voted out the majority. If you'd like to be the next debater, please head to the chair in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome. Nice jacket.
Thank you. When you say that the U.S. is heading to a civil war, I fundamentally disagree with this claim because I think that for any country to go through civil war, 3 key things need to happen. The first is geographic fracture. The second is the military defecting. And the third is institutional collapse, none of which we see in the United States.
Well, let's address the claim number 1. We actually have seen massive internal migration from blue states to red states and red states to blue states. So geographic hyperpolarization absolutely is happening.
I didn't say polarization. I said geographic fracture. There are plenty of blue cities in red states.
Right.
So where's the fracture? Has any state tried to secede?
There have been instances of states trying to secede from themselves.
Not really, no.
Which states trying to secede? Northern California is trying to secede. You've got Eastern Oregon trying to secede.
No.
You've got a district in Northern Colorado.
What I mean to secede is not, are people wanting it to happen? Is there a little bit of a movement going on? Is there mass voting for a state to secede? No, there's not.
The state of Jefferson, are you familiar?
No, there's
and
not.
Greater Idaho.
Did it happen?
It
doesn't happen.
I believe we had two counties. Hold on. If you don't know this, don't just say you don't. Eastern Oregon had 2 counties voting to secede from the state to join Idaho.
Did it happen?
It did not.
It does not happen. No, because
we're
extremely polarized in this country.
We're
extremely polarized in this country. But there's no geographic fracture.
Western Maryland voted to join West Virginia.
People tried. It doesn't happen.
I understand. I think a lot of people look at American history and then believe all civil wars happen in this context. But in fact, the United States is unique in this regard, and that we were positioned for civil war because you had state jurisdictions with great authority that were in defiance of the federal government.
You use this rhetoric a lot, and it's very, very dangerous to use this rhetoric because it gets people up in arms and gets people rallied up. This kind of rhetoric is the same kind of rhetoric that Donald Trump uses to rally up right-wing conservatives. This is so dangerous that there are only 2 possibilities for why somebody would say this. Either they're blatantly exaggerating and grifting for money, or they genuinely believe what they say and they don't know, and they don't give their audience the 20 seconds of respect on Google it would take to learn otherwise. The U.S. is not heading for the civil war.
There's clearly more than 2 reasons why someone would say these things.
There's not.
And that's being intentionally derisive and not.
Thank God.
It's the truth because we're not heading for the civil war.
We're going to pause it here. We're out of time.
All right.
Well,
Such a trash prompt. They should have made him do a different one, bro.
The final surrounded claim is that the Constitution effectively does not exist anymore.
What the hell are these prompts?
What does that, like, how many times have I said, well, what does that mean? What do you mean the Constitution doesn't exist anymore?
It's like it's like he wants to have this like higher level philosophical conversation clearly, because clearly the Constitution exists, but he wants to talk about its effectiveness, I guess. But if it does, again, this is stupid. It's almost as if he is setting these prompts up for people to agree with him. The Civil War, well, you want it. The Constitution don't exist. Well, you're voting for it. Like, if it don't exist, it's because you're accepting the people that's going against it. And that's probably what he wants. So nobody disagrees with him, I guess. I don't know. He needed a break for his first 2 prompts, I guess, because he knew that he would have real arguments. In the last 2, he's like, I'm gonna just say some shit because this is stupid.
So the title is him versus 20 progressives, and his last claim is the Constitution effectively does not exist anymore. I'm just confused because if there is anybody that has been ignoring the Constitution, it is the current sitting president.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand that he claims that he's a moderate, but he's been arguing for Republicans rather for a decent amount during this debate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see where I'm going with this? I'm just confused.
That's pretty much what I'm saying. Like, he pretty much has to accept that if your argument is the Constitution doesn't exist, is because you are supporting the administration that is not giving a fuck about it. That's why. It's not, and that's, and I don't know why you would.
The man literally just said that he would vote for Trump again. Let's just play it.
Yeah,
bro.
so it's weird.
This shit making my head hurt. Like, damn.
If you'd like to be the first debater, please head to the chair in 3, 2, 1.
Nice to meet you. Doing well, going well.
So, what is the purpose of the claim?
So the first question is, what is a constitution? A constitution, it actually refers to what constitutes a body politic. As of right now, I'd make the argument that first, what is known to most people, the interpretation of the Constitution dramatically has changed over the past several hundred years, not just with amendments, but with the language itself, though. Many people might argue they're originalists, some might say they're textualists. It doesn't even matter if they claim those things because their view of the Constitution has changed. As of today, there's actually two distinct large body politics, if that's the way you say it, and they do not agree on the interpretation of the Constitution. Thus, we are seeing claims the Supreme Court is no longer legitimate. We've seen that for some time now. We see Republicans angry with Amy Coney Barrett and Kavanaugh over their rulings, and we are now hearing arguments that politicians should just ignore the Constitution outright, or the Supreme Court, I'm sorry, in this capacity, even though this would violate the Constitution.
But that wouldn't necessarily work, because if the founding fathers were creating the document, they knew that this was going to continuously progress because they believe in the modernization of the United States that was going to continuously go forward. That's why you had Lincoln making the Reconstruction era amendments.
This has nothing to do with anything, but this guy was supposed to live in the 80s. Like,
the whole swag.
Oh my God, yeah. Looks like he just jumped out of Stranger Things. Like, that's not even a diss. Like,
no, he's a little fly, but yeah, I see it.
I love he fuck with the fit. Like,
he a little fly, but the hair, the glasses, the chain, like
the earring.
I can't see it.
Even the progressive era amendments, like the 16th Amendment with the income tax, the 17th Amendment.
We're not arguing amendments.
But what I'm saying is that the Constitution has always been able to progress and change. If you're looking for the issues when it comes to the Supreme Court and what everybody else believes, that happens on the left and on the right. Everyone has a disagreement when it comes to the Supreme Court. But the problem is when you look at the Trump administration, what they're currently doing right now is making executive orders saying that they're going to ask questions about the 14th Amendment. But the reality is that he wanted to change the first section of the 14th Amendment to his own.
Is anyone stopping
him? The Supreme Court did, actually. Not only did the Supreme Court stop them, initially, that's what he was promised. He was hoping did not have happen. That's why he was sitting in April with the Supreme Court, trying to be basically the muscle of the executive and judicial.
So Trump hasn't stopped. In fact, they're preparing another executive order under the same line that was just rejected, but targeting territories.
So then you agree with that the fault then would be coming from the political right then in this case, because
it's not a question of fault. It's a question of we are not seeing. But my point largely is there is a left and there's a right in this country that are so distinct. Neither views the Constitution as being upheld.
But that's not necessarily true. When you look at
it is true.
Well, I'll explain to you as the reason as why it's not.
You think Trump's upholding the Constitution?
I don't think he's upholding the Constitution, but I know for a fact that the left has been, or the Democrats have been actually holding up the Constitution a lot more. If you look at, for example, with Bush,
do you think Republicans believe the Democrats are holding the Constitution?
Do I think that Republicans are holding it?
Do Republicans in this country believe Democrats are holding true to the Constitution?
Of course they don't, but that's because
that's the point.
But that is opinion based. That's specifically opinion based. When you look at when you look at different members, different presidential terms, you look at Trump. He's trying to take it down with the 14th Amendment through executive orders. The AUMF under Bush, he took away the ability for the Congress to actually declare war with that simple document because of September 11th. I haven't seen Obama do that. I haven't seen Biden try and do that whatsoever, especially when it comes to the past 20 years. The reason as to why we're in those situations is because of these two presidents. Now, what my argument is that while they may say individuals may say this, what we're seeing is actual executive powers, actual legislative powers, actual judicial powers on the right that are specifically doing it.
They should let him. He was cooking.
He was cooking. Like even say he cooking him like a 1980s microwave.
He was doing good, man.
Shit. Very well.
And he just got there. Like they should have let him. That was it 20 minutes?
Yeah.
I think I got okay. I don't even think he got that long, man. He should have.
Please get to the chair in 3, 2, 1.
How's it going? Nice to meet you.
An issue I kind of take with your interpretation of the Constitution is that you're kind of like taking this originalist approach to the Constitution and that every single word in the Constitution should be taken as literal.
No, I'm not.
So what do you mean essentially by like?
So the founding fathers, it was the split between the Federalists and the Anti-Federalists. There was an argument as to whether we should have an unwritten Constitution or a written Constitution. There was a fear that with an unwritten Constitution, it would evolve too dramatically and you'd end up with tyranny. So one faction says, hey guys, write it down. In fact, they wanted not just a Constitution, they wanted a Bill of Rights. So the argument is fundamentally a Constitution is what constitutes the body politic. When you have a group of people that are largely morally aligned, they all basically agree, then you have a Constitution. We are seeing an increase in geographic polarization. This is resulting in the Congress becoming equally polarized with radically different views of what the Constitution actually means.
So our Congress is very, very, very centered, right? Our Congress is very much in the political center. So to say that they're these radical figures, I think it's strikingly ironic.
Well, no, they're polarized, right? They vote on party line almost all the time, even when it doesn't make sense. And if you don't, Trump gets you removed from office like Massey. So that's polarization, right? So they're going to vote for the agenda of the right or the agenda of the left. And I think that the easiest way to explain it is the amendments are the easiest way to approach this in understanding that the Constitution being largely, in my view, non-existent is the suppression of speech that we saw from Democratic Party administration officials. So that violates the First Amendment.
You have to admit, though, like the First Amendment doesn't mean that you can say whatever you want. Like
it certainly means you can express political opinions.
But it has continually, like our judges and our Supreme Court has continually ruled that there are limitations on free speech.
I agree.
I can't scream that there's a fire in a movie.
Yes, you can. Brandenburg v. Ohio, you're wrong.
Right.
Like there needs to be a very important.
Shit. Hold on, let me go back.
I think that yeah, read it. Yeah. Oh, you want me to read it?
You can read it. It's fine.
The familiar line is not a blanket legal rule. You may yell fire in a theater if there is a fire, or if you reasonably believe there is one and are warning others. But knowingly making a false alarm that is intended and likely to cause panic and can still lead to criminal charges, such as disorderly conduct or civil liability if people are harmed.
And Brandenburg v. Ohio, you're wrong.
Like there needs to be a very important precedent already. Like that doesn't really.
The phrase originated in Shank. Shank versus United States, 1919, not Brandenburg v. Ohio, 1969. Brandenburg established that speech may be punished as incitement only when it is intended and likely to produce imminent lawless action. It strengthened First Amendment protections, but it does not create a general right to knowingly cause a dangerous false panic.
Here, thank you.
That's not.
You've
Yes,
been voted
that's
out by the
true.
majority.
That's me.
If you'd like to be the next debater, please head to the chair in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back. Shake your hand again.
All right. You're telling me that the Constitution effectively doesn't exist, right?
Yes.
Not that it's necessarily like low quality, but that it like effectively just does not exist at all.
Well, let's not be super extreme. What I mean is,
You said it. You said that. I mean, it's literally the claim. So I just don't It's like
let's not be extreme.
Did he? I'm with you. Did he come here to troll?
That's what I'm saying. Like it feels so unserious. This was a good assessment, though. Tim Pool does this. He plays this absurdism, but then does small pivots so people who normally disagree can find common ground to give the illusion that he's a moderate centrist. That was a good assessment of what he's doing.
Shout out to you. I'm gonna get Watson ABC, but so he can read. But what's been wrong with the way I've been reading? Like what?
First of all, let's not act like that name was easy.
Yeah, I know.
Name that wasn't even like a good.
Nah,
combination of letters.
Like shut the fuck up, Tron, your old ass. At least I can see the words when I'm reading, you old motherfucker.
Oh god.
Go watch your black and white TV shows, okay? Go watch your Charlie Chaplin and shut up and eat some oatmeal while you're at it.
Lord,
old ass nigga.
As to the power that our parties want.
My specific argument here is that the Constitution.
I'm sorry, was that a little much?
It's a bit much. It's a bit much.
Tron always talking shit.
Not as being handled in like exactly the right way. It does exist. It's an important matter. Then great. The thing is, I don't know what your personal views is. My job here is just to dispute your claim. The claim is that it effectively does not exist. My argument is, insofar as we're all talking about the Constitution, is the court flawed or
is the
not?
Fourth Amendment being
the court
upheld?
that reviews the Constitution.
Is the Fourth Amendment being upheld?
I'm not a constitutional scholar. I don't know, but there's active debate about it.
The answer is that it's not. And we've had serious issues with flock cameras, for instance. One video I just watched where a guy got pulled over wrongly and arrested because a flock camera flagged his car down. Now, when the police show up at your house and accuse you of a crime with fake evidence and you get arrested, that is a violation of your rights.
Just because it's not perfect don't mean it don't exist.
Right. How could he have made this claim better? Like
what?
I think he could have. Instead of saying the Constitution doesn't exist, you could have said the administration doesn't follow the Constitution, or he doesn't.
But they would all agree with him.
True. That's
but
true.
If you're a moderate, you know what's funny about this framing? Well, no, because you could get a moderate to go against right. He could have. Sounds like somebody that's on the right. It's kind of like that person said. It's just weird because you're coming in as a moderate, and then it's like you're arguing with people that can agree with you on these things, but it's the reason that y'all disagree. And he's not even like playing that part. He's like not even making it an interesting conversation.
Right.
Amendment, you can go dispute it in court, but you could dispute it in court with or without the
I'm
Fourth
absolutely against those like flock cameras. But again, that's not the point of this topic. When we're talking about does the Constitution exist, insofar as there's still a court review system.
Let's not argue sometimes there's not. A good example is the case of Andrew Arnheimer, where he was arrested in Georgia and brought to New Jersey in violation of his constitutional rights and put in prison because of this, which ultimately resulted in him getting out. So I understand there is a constitution. I know there's a physical piece of paper, and I know that it does work, but I'm saying effectively, because what I'm saying is it has become so disputed and so ignored in most capacities that we may as like people are not abiding by it. The Democrats don't believe Republicans are. Republicans don't believe Democrats are. That's my point. That it is an ineffective.
Thank you. You've been voted out by the majority.
Good talking to you again.
If you'd like to be the next debater, please head to the chair in 3, 2, 1.
How's it going? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Luke. What is the point of telling a bunch of different progressives that a bunch of things that we all agree with?
Thank you.
What is the point of that?
What I'm saying.
Within this pocket of safe moderation, right? Yep. You are a former Bernie bro, right?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, I agree with you. I was there when the bird landed on the podium in Portland. I was fucking there,
amazing,
man. I completely agree. And we both probably got disenfranchised by our party, right?
I didn't vote for anybody in 2016.
Sure, hell yeah, you did depart then, right? So my question is, what is the point of arguing this with a bunch of people who agree with you? Shouldn't you be surrounded by a bunch of People that you so-called condemn?
I guess it's a production question. Yeah,
no, you came there to debate these people knowing who you was debating. You should have said stuff they disagree with.
I'm
you
assuming
can't put that on production. They didn't make your prompts. You make your own prompts.
I'm assuming Jubilee approached Tim Pool to do this. You said yes. You made your own prompts. This is not on production. This is on you, you fucking ass knuckle. Exactly. I don't understand.
Like, this is so stupid. Like, Tim Pool, I think he thinks he's smarter than he is or something. They put that on production. No, they don't give you prompts to argue, motherfucker.
Look, and
you could get me. You could, if as somebody on the left, I can debate people on the left on things we probably might disagree on. I can make prompts that we can disagree on. So if you're a moderate, that should be easy for you,
dude. Look, in Kyla's interview, and when I interviewed Kyla, bro, she said that Tim Pool is actually is really smart. I'm gonna have to wholeheartedly disagree at this point.
I don't even know if it's smart. I think he just can memorize some shit. I think that I don't even know if it's smart because this isn't smart. This isn't smart. Like, you're wasting people's time, in all honesty. If this is what you think is smart, you're wasting everybody's time. Like, it's just so stupid. You are saying shit that they agree with you on for the most part.
Fucking stupid.
I just say I have claims, and if we agree, I guess we can all smile and shake hands.
But like, this is a direct question to you. Like, why sit in this pocket of moderation if you so clearly condemn everything that's going on the right? A group that is so clearly eroding the Constitution.
Weird.
Why are you sitting here arguing with people that agree with you?
Is your argument that I should be a progressive or a liberal because I don't like what's happening in the
Constitution?
Constitution?
No, I think you should be a little bit louder about the things that you actually believe instead of this like safe beanie wearing moderate.
Oh, what does that mean?
Well,
I fuck with this guy. I like this guy. What is this guy's name? I fuck with.
I missed it.
Oh, let's go back a little bit.
He said fake beanie wearing moderate.
God damn.
Is your argument that I should be a progressive or a liberal because I don't like what's happening in the Constitution?
No, I think you should be a little bit louder about the things that you actually believe instead of this like safe beanie wearing moderate.
What does that mean?
Well, I condemn everything that the right has done.
I didn't say I condemn everything the right has done. Let's put it like this. When I look at the option in 2020 between Donald Trump and Joe Biden, I was actually supporting Tulsi Gabbard and Andrew Yang. And the Democratic Party does what the Democratic Party does. So I said, okay, well, who's the guy who's going to have my back more than them? These people I view as authoritarian, bad for a bunch of different reasons. And Trump's first term, it was a nightmare what they were doing. And Donald Trump put out a second term agenda. And I said, you know what? There's a bunch of these things I agree with. And the Democratic Party I find to be, it is untenable what they have done.
Tim, like, you are a smart guy. I'm not going to sit here and call you dumb and shake my head at you. You're a
dude
smart
back
guy.
there shaking his head
so
like
easily conned.
In what way?
Saying that, like, well, no, he's going to do what he says he's going to do.
What do you mean? Like, give me specifics.
No, let him cook.
Like, I appreciate that the line of thought, but you got to be specific.
Give me a specific about something that you voted for Donald Trump to do.
Tariffs.
How did that work out?
Oh my God! Tariffs?
What the hell? That's like what I'll kind of give you something on the border. I will give you that after
if you genuinely care about it.
If you genuinely care, yes. I don't think a lot of them really care, but yes, if you genuinely care about the border, cool. Everything else he ran on was absolutely ridiculous. No healthcare plan, no plan for housing. Tariffs is not a good idea the way he wanted to do them.
Why would he bring up tariffs specifically? Because I mean, it's been a net negative, honestly.
It's just, oh my God.
There aren't many positive things that you can say about
the
way that Trump implemented his tariffs.
They need to stop putting their flags up. He is killing it right now.
You know what? See, this is why I love the black people during Officer Brandon Tatum's. They were letting them cook.
Yeah, they was letting them cook. Yeah.
Fantastic for me.
Yeah, we're all rich, right? We're all cruising.
Wait,
that's working out for us.
Well, I think there's a fundamental misunderstanding among people who don't do manufacturing or businesses on the issue of tariffs. So for me, the issue of trade control was extremely important. We don't see it from the Democratic Party, so I voted for that. Trump did it, and I fully acknowledge that there's negative repercussions, but it's called spending money to fix problems down the road.
Why are you willing to erode the Constitution, something that you so vehemently fought for?
No, I think Democrats erode the Constitution substantially more.
How?
So,
they're not in office. How?
I think Tim is broken now, and he's like just saying things and not realizing that they can't all work in one framework.
What the fuck is going on? They have the presidency, they have the House, they have the Senate. What the fuck is he talking about?
We can talk about the First Amendment. We can talk about the Biden administration going getting people banned. That's the easiest one.
But the Trump administration is working on it. It's just, even if you, oh my, I'm sorry. Okay, we repeating ourselves at this point.
I remember that nasty Democrat, Brandon Carr, who took down Jimmy Kimmel, the stand-up comedian that I also am.
What did Carr say?
He made a call directly to NBC. Why should unilateral government power be used like that? And why are you just saying, I condemn that, but you're actively doing nothing to fight it?
No, I think the issue largely is regulatory bodies exist. I agree with the existence of regulatory bodies. Sometimes they do things you don't like. You didn't like it here, but I'm sure you like regulatory bodies elsewhere. So I'm not going to come out and pretend to be angry about something that is complicated or litigation we don't understand because it's tribal points for me. I'm going to say, what did Brendan Carr actually say? What did he actually say when he called NBC?
You need to take Jimmy Kimmel down.
He did not say that.
Then what did he say?
I don't know, and that's why I don't have a strong opinion about the issue right now.
So
you can't tell me
oh
what he said.
Oh my God. This man is frustrating. Like, this man is actually fucking frustrating.
Not only that, he's the same guy that says the Biden administration told people to that they have to that told Facebook to pull people down for vaccine misinformation when Mark Zuckerberg himself didn't even say that. Mark Zuckerberg said, he was like, oh, they kind of gave us pressure, but they didn't tell us what to do. But these are the same people that say, no, the Biden administration told them to. I'm like, bro, get the fuck out of here.
This is fucking bad.
Oh my God, I'm finna have a headache, bro.
Oh, I'm already there. I woke up with a headache because I knew we were going to do this.
Can't pretend to be angry.
We're going to pause here. Thank you so much. You've been voted out by the majority.
Boisterous.
No, they should have let dudes stay up there, bro. There's only 55 seconds
Please
left.
head to the chair in 3, 2, 1.
Santana.
Welcome back.
So the whole point of it being like, oh, it's the left, it's the right. I'm a constitutional abolitionist. I want it gone. Who's the Constitution written for?
It's written for the original American colonists who started this country.
Which were
largely white Protestants.
So it was written for white men that own land,
right? Mostly, yes.
Yeah, perfect. And after that, everyone else has been given rights, right?
They've not been given rights. I would argue that over a long enough period of time, there's been advocacy to make the Constitution protect against a government infringement. The Constitution
gives the rights that protect the white men that own land. Everyone else.
I don't think we're disagreeing. I'm saying the Constitution doesn't give us the rights. It stops the government from doing things.
Yeah, sure. It gives you the protection from blah, blah, blah. Fine.
Yeah, it was like overwhelmingly white European.
Yeah, so the point that I'm making is we've seen throughout the history of our country that other people have been attacked, right? Every other marginalized group has been attacked. There's been amendments. There's been back and forth whether people do or do not have access to rights. The whole point that I'm getting to is the United States Constitution needs to be thrown out completely. Thomas Jefferson agrees with me.
Well,
Thomas Jefferson said that the Constitution should be rewritten every 19 years. Now, around that time, they were dying early, so I'm thinking it's like 50 years or whatever. But he made the point that if we actually have legislation, laws, or a constitution that governs people in the future based off of what we've written, then we're doing an injustice. So saying that we should uphold something that was written 250 years ago when I was 3/5 of a person, like, what are we doing?
Oh, back then it was worse than that.
Yeah, no. Have you read the 1619 Project?
No.
Okay, cool. The reason the Constitution and the way the United States government is set up, it's literally because the founding fathers were slave owners. They were racist slave owners that wanted to uphold that power, and they wanted to give power to the states.
Well, there's a lot of context missing from that. You're familiar with the issue of the Declaration of Independence in South Carolina and Georgia. Thomas Jefferson was angry with the king for bringing slaves to the colonies. I'm not saying he wasn't.
I'm confused. Wasn't there already 55 seconds on the clock?
What did we miss? Was it a 1 and we missed it? I could have sworn it was only 55 seconds too.
Bro, it just started moving again, like the clock. And I feel like it did.
Was it a 1 or 2 there? Did we miss it?
Like,
I feel like you didn't.
No. It said 50 when you pointed it out. That bitch said 55, and Santana started talking, and it still said 55, and it just started to move.
I'm finna go back on my YouTube thing.
I promise.
Wait, let's see.
Because I remember when you made the comment.
I'm looking back on the YouTube.
By the way,
yes, it only. Yep, bro, it's no 1.
Okay, that's what I fucking thought, because it literally just started moving, and I feel like it did that. It did that before during the live stream again. Like, and I was like, I thought I was tripping.
What the hell?
Yeah, I don't know, but that's interesting. But I was about to say, shout out to y'all. I've been holding like over 100 people in here just talking about this, and this has been brutal. I'm not gonna lie. Like this. Like,
shout out to y'all, man.
Shout out to y'all. Shout out to everybody that popped up in both of our live streams as well. Golly.
He wanted to include a provision.
One of the biggest reasons for the Revolutionary War is because Britain no longer wanted to uphold chattel slavery, and the colonies wanted to because they had been so successful as far as making money. The colonies, period.
The Southern colonies did.
The colonies, period. After the Civil War.
Okay, so my issue with this conversation, which I like the conversation, but we're not talking about the prompt anymore.
It's what Santana want to talk about, and I knew he was about to do that. I
mean, honestly, I I don't even care anymore because the prompt is so fucking stupid.
It's so stupid, right?
It is what it is.
It's more interesting.
Shifted away where you saw kind of a split where the northern colonies didn't want it as much as the southern colonies.
Brother's educated.
This is around 1820, in fact.
I'm saying
so around 18...
Not after the Civil War. I'm sorry, after the Revolutionary War.
Right. So yes, very shortly after the Revolutionary War, Thomas Jefferson had written a statement for the Declaration that stated, "The king has brought people to this land to wage war against us." Something to that effect. And South Carolina and Georgia contested to its inclusion in the Declaration because they wanted slavery so bad. But don't get me wrong, all of the colonists said we agree on.
One of the biggest drivers was the fact that there was a slave that was in the colonies, and his slave owner took him to Britain, and Britain actually had a rule that no one could be slaves, and so he was able to win his freedom for being in Britain, and that shook the foundation of the colonies, which forced them to actually push forward the Revolutionary War and then come with the United States Constitution. The point that I'm trying to make is the United States Constitution needs to be abolished because it does not protect all the people. We need to completely rewrite the United States Constitution and give protections to everyone. Everyone needs to have equal rights under the protection.
Yeah, they losing their shit.
Do you think that you're allowed to have the opinion of the Constitution? I'm going to argue. How do you think this country would react if you were successful in abolishing the Constitution?
Yeah, I think that it would be a violent revolution.
Pause here. We are out of time.
Violent, yeah. Santana's a communist, and he wants violent
It's
revolution.
time for the final debate. You'll have 10 minutes uninterrupted. Now look around the room and choose who you like to continue the dialogue with.
I think I'll go with I like this guy.
Why did you choose?
Yes. You asked me questions about why I believed what I believe or why I would vote the way that I did, and I thought it was genuine. I thought we could have a good conversation. So I'm interested in hearing also what he thinks and what he believes and where maybe we'll disagree and agree.
Yes.
My surrounding claim is that in 2026, all moderates are cowards.
That's a good one.
No,
that's a good one.
Sure.
That's a good one.
I think that one of the biggest problems that we have in this country is media polarization. There are family members of mine that only watch MS Now, and there are family members of mine that only watch Fox News, and I watch both. And so then I see, when I turn on MS Now, the only thing they're talking about is going to be in one direction. I turn on Fox News, the only thing they're talking about is the other direction. And this makes people really on edge and then say, I need to be on one side. It crafts a moral worldview. While I certainly understand your point, actually, let me do this. Are you saying take a side, stand up for something?
More or less. I'm saying that over the last, we'll say 26 years, right? We have been, well, barring 2016. So from 2000 to 2016, we were kind of controlled by a centrist government. And I feel like that, even though Barack Obama was a progressive for his time, we view him now as pretty centrist, right? We're in a room full of progressives.
I would agree, just even back then as well.
Right. That opened the door for someone like Donald Trump to come in and actively erode our Constitution and the very foundation that our country is supposed to be.
Well, is your argument that everyone should be against Donald Trump then?
No.
So then what's your gripe with moderates?
Centrism and moderation in 2026, in the age of AIPAC money, in the age of Larry Ellison, Barry Weiss, all of these talking heads, all of these political entities, Peter Thiel, Mark Zuckerberg, all these, this technocracy that we are not far from, right? Why do you get to sit in the middle and argue both sides while raking in dollars from these exact entities?
Well, what's your proposal? I guess I'm trying to understand.
I'm mad at it.
My view of what it means to be moderate is that sometimes the right is correct and sometimes the left is correct.
Sure.
And I think my view is I come from an interesting.
I just don't think that applies right now.
It's cops, it's working class Joes.
Why is that?
That it turned red?
Yeah.
I think for a lot of these people, they feel that the Democratic establishment has abandoned them on a few issues. The mass migration that we saw, or the large migration.
Wasn't there a huge, like you're saying, wasn't there a huge migration of blue to red and red to blue, right? You made that claim.
You mean like California to Texas?
Sure.
And New York
Inner
to
city
Florida.
Chicago to outer city Chicago, suburbs, things like that.
Yeah, people in my neighborhood didn't really move, didn't have the money to do so.
Sure.
So there is a large migration. I mean, every neighborhood migrated, but particularly for where I grew up, it's interesting that the politics of the neighborhood kind of tracked alongside myself. Like in 2016, I was for Bernie. The area where I grew up, it was like largely blue. I didn't vote for anybody. In 2020, I said, I guess I'm going to vote for Trump. That's the thing that I don't like about him, but here's what I agree with him, what I don't like.
Why did you vote for him?
Well, unfortunately, I think one of the big issues is Afghanistan, and I'm not going to say Trump's done well with Iran, particularly. You know what I mean? But there was an issue of, for one, I was for Tulsi Gabbard. I donated the maximum to Tulsi and to Andrew Yang.
How's Tulsi doing?
Moderately well. I mean, she's not particularly in the political limelight as of right now, but I do believe she's going to try and run a spoiler candidacy against Democrats.
Sure.
Okay, Andrew Yang not doing so well. I mean, he's got the Forward Party, but
why do you think that?
Why do I think what?
Why do you think that Andrew Yang is not succeeding in today's day?
Because I believe the Democratic machine, like they did to Bernie, ices out anybody who wants to actually win on a populist grassroots level. And I don't know how to vote for someone like Joe Biden, who I think is evil.
So
and I
weird
think
to
him and
say.
the administration, Hillary Clinton have done such horrible things that I said we need. Like Andrew Yang was my principal guy. I'm a big fan of Tulsi as well, largely because she had military service and was in opposition to these foreign wars.
It's just not true because even with Obama came out of nowhere.
He did. I remember that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not true. Hillary Clinton was supposed to run in 2008. So it's just like, this is just not true. I hate when they say that. Like, the problem is, like, I like Bernie Sanders too, but people think that, like, because they like somebody so much, everybody's supposed to feel the exact same way.
Right.
And it's just not true. Like, it's just not true. But anyway.
When we didn't get it for the second time, I said, I guess I'm voting for Donald Trump for a few reasons. He was the only one talking about why we need trade controls. And I agree with these trade controls, but I fully recognize that they do cause short-term economic damage. And that's bad for a lot of people. I can recognize that.
Why are we in the position, or why as a country did we end up in that issue with trade? Why did that happen?
There's a lot of arguments for it. If you go back to the 90s, you can look at these general free trade agreements. The belief from a lot of individuals is that when there's trade agreements between countries, you prevent war.
Who passed those?
These laws? Yeah. They go back to both parties since 1950.
Sure.
So
but in the 50s, who passed? Like, where did they align politically?
Both parties. We call it the Uniparty.
I would say they'd probably be pretty close to the center, right? One would call them a moderate.
They call them the Uniparty. Okay. I don't think moderate's the right way to describe a cabal of elites who lie about their views to attract the most voters possible and steal power from the working class.
Sure.
Like moderate just means.
So if you believe that, what are your views in 1950? Where are you voting? Where are you casting your vote?
Oh, I'm not voting for any of these people.
Well, so
to be fair, I think we're the products of the 1950s. We have all very strange political views. But I would say right now, are you familiar with the liberal economic order?
Yes.
I think it was insane. And then the policies that we got from it leading up to before Trump came in was the continuance of this policy by which the United States imposes economic sanctions and military. We'll just call it their military because it could be occupational bombings on other countries unless they enter into debt with an international banking system. And they thought, you know what, this will prevent World War III. And did it? No.
So how is that?
Foreign sovereign nations and took away the rights of the people to vote as they wish.
How is that different?
Bro, there ain't no way that Tim's beanie don't smell like boiled bacon. Ain't no fucking way. Everybody is sweating. I've been staring at his beanie for the last like 3 minutes, bro. Because I know
what is wrong with you.
I know he don't wash him, dog. Look, the picture that we have over the video, bro, it's the same goddamn beanie. Ain't no fucking way that he washes them shits. Them shits probably smell like moose knuckles and earring backs, man. Ooh.
For like the central bank entity, right? How is that different than most of the individuals on the right taking money from APEC?
That's not a good thing. I don't agree with that.
Then why do you actively support that? Why do you actively support a president who's made billions of dollars since he's taken office? Why do you support that? As somebody who loved Bernie.
The simple answer is the things that I align with, clearly you don't align with, and that puts me in a Trump position as opposed to a Democrat position.
Sure.
You have a lot of politicians on the Democrat side who got behind authoritarian practices during COVID. I'm not going to support those individuals.
So, but the authoritarian practices today, you're willing to look past.
Some of them, yes.
Come on, man. Come on. Like,
wait.
What?
What did he said?
What?
Some of the.
We have to go back.
Position as opposed to a Democrat position.
Sure.
You have a lot of politicians on the Democrat side who got behind authoritarian practices during COVID. I'm not going to support those individuals.
So, but the authoritarian practices today, you're willing to look past.
Some of them, yes.
They lost it. Some of them, yes.
You have any thoughts? I
don't like the fact that, I mean, I guess they can't argue with every little thing, but I don't agree that the authoritarian, they always refer to COVID, and I don't believe nothing that happened during COVID was authoritarian. Public health is a thing. Like, it's just, that's a thing. Public health is a thing.
And these conversations about COVID in general are so fucking weird because I feel like the blame gets shifted to Biden a lot. But COVID was already prevalent. Shutdowns were already prevalent before Biden even.
They literally forget that Trump was president from March to January.
God,
they just forget that shit. They just act like that didn't happen. Like the shit didn't shut down in 2020 when he was still president. They just act like that didn't happen.
Fucking wild, man.
Come on, man. Come on. Like,
do you want me to lie to you and equivocate and pretend
no,
that I think politicians are all
I don't want you to lie to
people?
me, and I'm so thankful that you're being honest. And I'm glad these cameras can see that, and I hope your fan base can.
And I'd say this every single night on my show. It is silly that you get people who come on here and try to defend the indefensible. Like, sometimes you're a conservative and you're wrong. Sometimes you're a Democrat and you're wrong. Sure. It's silly to come here and be like, no matter what the argument is, I have to tribalistically defend something that's stupid. But here's the issue. There are things that Democrats have done that terrify me and I cannot support. Now, that being said,
is there good that they've done?
There's a possibility. The one
what
about
the things
Joe
that
Biden
the
is
right's done?
ATM issues. I know it seems a little light, but I can't believe that the right attacked Joe Biden on the issue of trying to get rid of ATM fees. I know it might sound so light.
Out of everything the left has done, the good, the only thing that you could pick out was fucking ATM fees.
This nigga is
you are not a moderate. There's no way you're a fucking moderate. There's no way. I am on, I'm firing off on this nigga's ass if he ever calls himself a moderate ever again. You are a fucking conservative.
Well, he's not. That's why they changed the title.
Yeah, fuck out of here. You are not a moderate. You are a conservative as fuck.
You got to start from the bottom.
It sounds like a very safe Republican moderate belief. And that's and dude, you are entitled to have those beliefs. Yeah. And like, we live in this country. We are allowed to disagree. This Constitution that you allege is fully eroded, we still have the ability to do this, and that fucking rules. But I will say, we've all seen what's been going on in our country this summer. We've been holding the World Cup here. We've been seeing people come here and see this country for what it truly is, and they fucking love it.
They love it,
right?
It's great.
What do they love about it?
Well, I love when they went to Chicago and got the deep dish pizza. Right. I love the people who said
where'd that deep dish pizza come from?
Giordano's?
Yeah. Okay, that's that last name. That
oh my
like
god, that's how you know this motherfucker is a square, because you talk about deep dish pizza and he says Giordano's, fucking square.
Wait, you talking about Tim or the buddy?
Tim.
That I mean, because It's not the best pizza, but it's the name. It's not the best pizza. It's just the name that's attached to deep dish in Chicago. That's why.
I get it, but Giordano's, it's like it's a chain. So I wouldn't go to Chicago and go to. I have been to Giordano's in Chicago because it was like right there. But I'm just saying that's not a name that I would throw out to get deep dish because it's like a chain.
No, yeah, we don't give a fuck about Giordano's for real, but it is the name that's attached to Chicago deep dish. So Tim, I hope that ain't really Tim shit. I hope that ain't his go-to, but
probably is.
Where'd that pizza come from?
It came from America.
Immigrants.
It didn't.
No, it didn't.
Chicago-style deep dish came from Chicago.
But it's
let's say the descendants of immigrants, if you want to get technical.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is these
because American-style pizza was uniquely American and distinct from Italian-style pizza.
Totally, I
Do you know where
completely
chicken
agree.
tikka masala
But it's
comes
still
from?
pizza.
Do you know where chicken tikka
It was
masala
a
comes
British inclination. I get it. Like I fully get it, man.
We agree, it's amazing.
You were talking to a 365-pound man with a knife tattoo. You think I don't know where tikka masala is from, dog?
We love it. We agree.
I mean, I don't love that it's their national dish.
Bro, I'm part Korean. I had family who fled war and came to America and were welcomed in the beautiful bosom of this nation to live an amazing life.
Then why are you voting for an entity that wants to erase that?
They don't want to erase it. I think you have a misconception. I think it comes down to I look at a Biden administration that brings in there's wide estimates from 4 to even upwards of 20 million, right? And you pick what number you think is right or what's wrong. It doesn't matter. We saw mass migration into this country on a large scale, and I think that is bad for the economy. I think it's bad for the younger generation. And I see ideologies pushed by Democratic Party politicians and activists that I think are detrimental to the future of the younger generation of this country.
So we keep talking about this Civil War issue, these secessions and everything. The big issue that's going on geopolitically is we've got a massive fucking target on our back. Wouldn't you want more people to be in this country to fight against that? Wouldn't you want more
What's the
hands?
target? I mean, like, who's the threat?
We are. Israel, through us, is a threat. So we have.
But you're saying like there's gonna be retaliation in the United States?
Absolutely. They are hanging banners calling for the assassination of our sitting president. Yeah. And I don't agree with that. I don't want that to happen. If that were to happen, I do not like the outcome that's going to.
I don't see how bringing in more people from around the world, which whether right or wrong, changes that.
Isn't a larger country stronger? Isn't China vastly more advanced than we are?
No, certainly no.
Yes, they are.
Is India?
What?
Like they have.
Did he?
But we're more developed. As developed as we are, yes, the more the better. If you're not developed, of course not.
We're almost done.
This country thrives through its population. What is he talking about?
He doesn't know. You said it yourself. He doesn't fucking know.
High levels of poverty in certain areas. I think
they exist within a caste system. We're comparing different things.
I think the United States likes to put on these airs, particularly Republicans, about how everything's perfect and great when it's not. You've got slums. Japan does this. China does this. Yeah. It's hard to gauge who's like which country is going to be the pinnacle of success of their ground population.
I don't want us to be the pinnacle. I want us to be the country that we should be.
Which is
a country that continues to change and grow and develop and welcome people.
I'm gonna pause here. We are out of time. So I want to thank you both. I want to thank all the debaters.
It was great.
I like that
guy. I like him too.
You guys brought a lot of passion. I loved it. Tim, I want to thank you for taking them all on. That is not easy. Would you like to continue this conversation on our podcast?
Yeah, absolutely.
Love to hear it. And I love that you guys watched and tuned in. Thank you for watching and catch us next time.
I think it was great. I think everybody did a pretty good job. As long as we're trying to have a real conversation and get to the heart of it, things usually work out well. Although there was that one guy who seemed really mad at me.
I came here holding Tim to a very high standard, that of at least a 5-year-old in grade school.
I mostly think that Tim doesn't care about what the fallout of his rhetoric is. He's primarily focused on one thing and one thing only, and that's generating profit.
Well, when you tell me that because I want to vote for what I believe and I'm making civil war happen, that's just proving my point.
I think Tim.
When you tell me when I vote for what I believe, that's not what the conversation was. It ain't about what you voted for. They're literally talking about you saying it all the time.
It was your prompt. And you say it all the time, bro.
Exactly.
On his own 2 feet about his beliefs. He did not lie about his prospective beliefs, but I do believe that his beliefs are inherently cowardly.
People, they get their view of me from clips presented by progressives who, they accuse me of grifting. I would counter with if they watched my show even one time.
56 minutes long. Hey, man.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm going to have to watch that.
Offline.
Yeah, most definitely. But shit, that was rough. That was rough. At least when we do Pearl, it's gonna be enjoyable.
Pearl, that's gonna be comedy.
Comedy, bro.
That's gonna be comedy. Because man, look, I told you, you got Jasmine Jafar, Sezi. Who else? So who else was there?
Damn, I didn't see you say Jasmine. Ooh.
Jasmine Jafar is there. She already don't like Pearl. It was one more person. Whatever. It's Pearl. And then y'all, from what I heard, Pearl ain't got better. She ain't got better.
Kyla says she has a debating coach, but
I heard she got a debate coach, and
apparently
it
ain't.
Who knows if she gonna be prepared for Kyla debate? But she just did a 1v. I don't know where she's getting this confidence from. 1v10.
Don't know.
I cannot fucking wait.
God.
Oh man.
I appreciate you, dog. This was fun, man. I hope we got like a few clips out of this at least. I'll have to look at the bot, but this was rough.
It was, man.
Absolutely rough. But
yeah, so we definitely gonna cover Pearl debate. I think that's the only thing we know that's coming up that we want to cover.
There was another one.
We wanted to do Kyla and Pearl.
Oh yeah, true, but it got pushed back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it got pushed back. I think I got the date mixed up with Rachel.
No, she told me it got pushed back because people weren't buying tickets.
Oh, really? You know what? I think I heard that because I was like, it was during the interview.
Yeah.
I think I was like doing something when you said it. Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
That pissed me off. I was like, God damn it.
Yeah. I gotta wait for that even more.
I know. I can't wait for that shit. Of course we saw the Anna debate. Yeah, I have a video on it if you want to. I think we both have videos on it.
We both got videos on it. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to check that out. But yeah, we appreciate y'all. Watch the Officer Tatum video that I just put out today. Logics, what you got going on?
I don't know, y'all. I've been out of my groove. It'll be a video up tomorrow. I don't know what it's gonna be, but it's gonna be a video up tomorrow.
You got to get back in the groove, man.
Yeah.
There might be something that I can send you. Something may apply. I was gonna talk about it on Saturday, but I'll see if you'd be interested in talking about it. Video for the video tomorrow, I'm talking about Maul from Rory and Maul because he corny as fuck.
What he do now?
So I don't know if you saw this, but J. Cole posted J. Cole, he performed in like Cleveland, I think. I forgot where it was, but he was performing Love Yours and he was crying. And I mean, rightfully so. A lot of people were confused because they were like, damn, J. Cole performed that song all the time. Like, I wonder why he's crying now. Maul went on his podcast with Rory and he said, man, that was mad performative. J. Cole, he good. Like he good. Like that man really cried on stage, like basically saying that he did this like for the performance. Like it was not genuine. He said that he did this to get people back on his side from the Drake beef.
Oh my God, bro. I cannot. Please fry him up. I cannot.
I am.
Oh my God.
A mud hole in this dude, man.
Bro.
And when you hear Logics, when you hear the reason as to why J. Cole was crying, you are really gonna think he's a piece of shit. Maul.
See now if you know the reason, don't tell me. But if there's a reason that's good, and I feel like Maul should have took the time to figure that out before he spoke. But then I'm starting to wonder if Maul is leaning into the role of being like the Drake stan. Like, is he like? I wonder if he's leaning into it for the views and the attention. Because
that's a good question, but I don't know. It doesn't seem. I don't know. I just think he's always been a dick rider. He's always like he does tricks on it.
So fucking corny, bro.
So fucking corny
to get people on his. Why does he think everything about Drake? Oh my God. Why him and Ak ain't top off Drake together yet? Like, why they just
no idea?
I'm surprised that ain't happened yet because their ass is crazy.
I have no idea, but the whole notion of Cole needs people back on his side is crazy when this man has sold out shows.
And nobody's thinking about him in regards to that beef anymore.
No.
Nobody really think about the beef anymore. It's like
besides him. Like
that's so pathetic. That's weird as fuck, bro.
So that's the video that's coming out tomorrow.
That should be good.
I'm gonna put that bitch out early.
Yeah, I'm find something to make a video on. Yeah.
But all right. We appreciate y'all.
All right. Peace, y'all. Appreciate it.
Peace.